Chapter 906. Zhao Yun didn't know what to say about Zhao Ping. Did this woman say that she was stupid, or stupid, or stupid? She didn't have any brains at all. She didn't even take him seriously, but he was always thinking about Qin Yuan. She wanted to know what Zhao Ping's life in the family Qin would be like after she got married. "Mother, if there's nothing else, I'll go back first," Zhao Yun said. After she went back, she still had to go up the mountain to deliver food to Mu Lianfeng. Liang Jinxiao nodded and replied, "Yun, you can go back. There's nothing else here." "Okay." Zhao Yun was just about to go out when she saw Zhao Tianan coming back. He was holding a bouquet of red and green flowers in his hand. They were very beautiful. Zhao Tianan was so flustered that he almost bumped into Zhao Yun. "Tianan, where did you go? Why didn't I see you at lunch?" Zhao Yun asked. "Second sister. I had something to do." Zhao Tianan stuttered and finally spat out these words. "Then hurry up and eat now. Fortunately, your mother left some food for you. Otherwise, you'd be hungry." "Thank you, mother and second sister." Zhao Tianan lowered his head and felt a little guilty. Zhao Yun looked at her younger brother and guessed that Zhao Tianan must have done something bad, but she didn't want to expose him. "Hey, child, no matter what you did, you shouldn't have come back so late at noon," Liang Jinxiao nagged. Today, because there were guests at home, he couldn't spare so much attention. Otherwise, he would have gone out to look for him. Zhao Tianan muttered, "Mother, aren't I back now? I won't do it again." Liang Jinxiao sighed and did not say anything more about Zhao Tianan. "I'll go to the kitchen to heat up the food for you," Liang Jinxiao said. "Yes, thank you, mother." Liang Jinxiao couldn't help but shake her head. "You're too much. Why are you being so courteous with your mother?" "Mother, all right, all right. Don't talk about it anymore. Let's cook. Mother will heat it up and the food will be ready very quickly. Eating so late, you must be hungry, right?" After Liang Jinxiao finished nagging, she walked out of the third room and went into the kitchen to heat up the dishes. Zhao Tianan's eyes darkened. In fact, he didn't want to come back so late, but he had been helping out on the family's land in the morning. He couldn't spare any time at all, so he could only wait until the work was done before going out. Now they were ready to eat. After eating, they would return to work on the land. The wildflowers were picked by him during this period of time. "Ah, Tianan, the flowers in your hands are so beautiful." Zhao Ping saw the flowers in Zhao Tianan's hands and exclaimed loudly. She rushed to Zhao Tianan in surprise and took the flowers from Zhao Tianan's hands. Looking at the flowers, she didn't know where Zhao Tianan had picked them. They were red and green and looked very beautiful. Zhao Ping picked another flower and pinned it to her ear. She thought it was beautiful and began to admire it. "Oh, it's so beautiful." Zhao Yun was so disgusted by Zhao Ping that she almost vomited blood. Didn't this woman have any self-awareness? Didn't she know what she looked like? The flowers were so funny when pinned to her ear. Chapter 907. Zhao Tianan blushed and stammered to Zhao Ping, "Big sis, those flowers aren't for you." Zhao Ping looked at Zhao Tianan with some doubt. "I heard that you picked these flowers back. If they aren't for me, then who are they for? Don't tell me that a boy like you likes these little flowers and grass." Maybe only girls like them." Being teased by Zhao Ping like this, Zhao Tianan's face turned even redder. "Big sis, those flowers aren't for me, nor are they for you. They're for Xiaofan. Big sis, can I trouble you with something? Can you help me give these flowers to Xiaofan? Can you tell Xiaofan not to be angry with me? She really misunderstood me." After the last incident, Zhao Tianan went to find Ma Xiaofan to explain, but Ma Xiaofeng didn't listen and just ignored him. Because of this, Zhao Tianan was very sad. Now he had to think of a way to make Ma Xiaofeng forgive him and not be angry with him. After thinking about it, Zhao Tianan felt that he had to please the girl. Girls all liked flowers, so Zhao Tianan picked a lot of flowers back. If he gave them to Ma Xiaofeng, maybe Ma Xiaofeng wouldn't be angry with him when she saw them. Hearing Zhao Tianan say this, Zhao Ping smiled and said, "I knew it. So you're giving them to Xiaofeng. But Tianan is busy, so I can't help you. You have to give them to her yourself. Big sis, Xiaofeng is ignoring me. If I give them to her, Xiaofeng definitely won't accept them." Zhao Ping patted Zhao Tianan on the shoulder and said, "Tianan, don't worry about this. Don't worry, it won't happen. Xiaofeng is a good person. You just have to coax her well. In the end, it's your fault for making Xiaofeng angry." Zhao Tianan was a little disappointed and nervous. "All right then, big sister, I'll send it over myself." Seeing this, Zhao Yuner had an indescribable feeling. Forget it, she couldn't be bothered to care about it anymore. She turned around and walked out of old Zhao's house with Zhao Yun, heading up the mountain. Soon, they arrived at Mu Lianfeng's tent. They saw that Mu Lianfeng was busy with something with his head lowered. Seeing Zhao Yuner coming over, Mu Lianfeng hurriedly put away the things in his hands. "Yuner, you're here?" Zhao Yuner nodded. "Yes, I'm bringing you food. Are you hungry?" "Thank goodness. I'm not hungry." Mu Lianfeng smiled. Zhao Yuner felt that this guy must have been too busy, so he didn't even know that he was hungry. "Hurry up and eat. Even if you're not hungry, you should eat more." Zhao Yuner opened the lunchbox, and a fragrant aroma floated out. "Okay." Mu Lianfeng responded very obediently. After a while, Mu Lianfeng wolfed down the food. He still said that he wasn't hungry. Even if he wasn't hungry, he could eat like this. Zhao Yuner really had to hand it to him. After eating, Mu Lianfeng elegantly wiped the corners of his mouth and said to Zhao Yuner, "Yuner, I might need to leave Shui Lan village for a few days." "Leave for a few days?" Seeing the confusion in Zhao Yuner's eyes, Mu Lianfeng explained, "Yes, Yuner. After this weapon is made, I have to show it to the emperor. I'll personally deliver it to him." Zhao Yuner nodded. Since he was going to do business, she naturally wouldn't say anything. She only reminded Mu Lianfeng, "Go quickly and come back quickly. Be careful on the road." Chapter 908. Mu Lianfeng was most worried about Zhao Yun, and Daodu when he was away for a few days. A woman and a child, they were simply too weak to even truss up a chicken. If the Prime Minister does something to Zhao Yun, and Daodu at this time, and he is not around, what should he do? Therefore, Mu Lianfeng's heart was on tenterhooks when he knew that he would be away for a few days. He was afraid that something would happen to Zhao Yun, and Daodu. He had a group of secret guards in his hands that he usually did not mobilize. This time, in order to ensure the safety of Zhao Yun, and Daodu, he had to mobilize these secret guards to protect Zhao Yun, Even so, he could not be completely at ease. He only hoped that this matter could be settled as soon as possible so that he could return as soon as possible. "I know, don't worry. I will take good care of Daodu. Don't worry about us, take care of your own safety." Zhao Yun, also reminded Mu Lianfeng. Compared to him, Mu Lianfeng was even more dangerous. Every time, he would be accidentally injured by others. This time, she could not accompany him. If Mu Lianfeng encountered any harm, she would not be able to appear by his side in time to save him. "However, Mu Lianfeng, before you leave, you have to help me do something." Mu Lianfeng raised his eyebrows. He asked curiously. "Because you want me to help you do something?" Zhao Yun hesitated for a moment. This sentence was not easy to say. After a moment of hesitation, Zhao Yun finally whispered it in Mu Lianfeng's ear. Mu Lianfeng heard it and coughed slightly. He thought that Zhao Yun did not know about this matter. He did not expect that Zhao Yun knew more than him. Mu Lianfeng nodded and responded, "All right, Yun, I will pass down the instructions." Okay. After delivering lunch, Zhao Yun went back from the mountain. When she passed by Ma Xiaofeng's house, she saw Zhao Tianan and Ma Xiaofeng standing together. Ma Xiaofeng took the flowers in her hands. Judging from their posture, they did not continue to be at odds with Zhao Tianan. However, at this time, Qian Chuanxiu suddenly came back. When she saw Zhao Tianan and Ma Xiaofeng's affectionate appearance, she put her hands on her hips and scolded, "Damn girl, how many times have I told you? Don't get involved with old Zhao's family. Why don't you use your brain? You just don't listen to me? It's right in front of our house. Aren't you afraid of being seen and gossiped?" After scolding Ma Xiaofeng, Qian Chuanxiu glared fiercely at Zhao Tianan. "And you come to my house every day to seduce my Xiaofeng. Aren't you afraid that you'll ruin my Xiaofeng's reputation?" Ma Xiaofeng stood timidly in front of Qian Chuanxiu, afraid that Qian Chuanxiu would slap her. She was scared of Qian Chuanxiu all these years. "Mother, Tianan and I are not what you think. If it's not what I think, then what is it? You know how to seduce men at such a young age. What will happen in the future? Damn girl, I think you've implicated me. People will gossip about me. See how I deal with you later." As Qian Chuanxiu spoke, she poked Ma Xiaofeng's forehead. Ma Xiaofeng was hurt by Qian Chuanxiu's poke. She bit her lower lip, and tears welled up in her eyes. Her mother even said that she was seducing men. She didn't know who was seducing men. She was clearly still in an improper relationship with Zhao Wenshui, but now she was talking about her. Chapter 909. However, what could she do? She could only be scolded by his mother, but she could not scold his mother. Although Zhao Yuner stood a little far away, he still heard Qian Chuanxiu's words. He felt that what Qian Chuanxiu said was quite reasonable. It seemed that Qian Chuanxiu knew his daughter very well. When Zhao Tianan saw Ma Xiaofeng being reprimanded and bullied by Qian Chuanxiu, he felt very uncomfortable in his heart. It was all because of him that Ma Xiaofeng was implicated. Zhao Tianan thought about it, and finally summoned up the courage to say to Qian Chuanxiu, "Auntie, I like Xiaofeng very much. You stinking brat, how dare you say this in front of me? Do you want to ruin my Xiaofeng's reputation? Do you want my Xiaofeng to get married in the future? Let me tell you, don't casually come and provoke my Xiaofeng. The next time I see you come over, see if I don't have a good talk with your parents. Do you still want to have a little face? A young man coming over all day to find my girl." Zhao Tianan knew that because of the previous incident, Qian Chuanxiu could be said to be the kind of person who did not have any contact with old Zhao's family. Of course, he was also not liked by Qian Chuanxiu. "Auntie, I like Xiaofeng, so I want to marry Xiaofeng. If I marry Xiaofeng, I won't be afraid that Xiaofeng's reputation will be tarnished. Auntie, I am a responsible person. I won't let Xiaofeng be wronged. I want to marry Xiaofeng." Although Zhao Tianan stuttered, it was the first time he summoned up the courage to say such words in front of Qian Chuanxiu. After saying that, Zhao Tianan's whole face turned red. He looked at Qian Chuanxiu nervously to see what kind of reaction Qian Chuanxiu would have. After hearing that, Qian Chuanxiu was stunned, and then she began to mock and ridicule. "He, want to marry my Xiaofeng? No way. My Xiaofeng is so beautiful, are you afraid that you can't find a good family?" A trace of disappointment flashed in Zhao Tianan's eyes, but in the end, he was unwilling to give up on Ma Xiaofeng so easily. Therefore, he continued to say to Qian Chuanxiu, "Auntie, is it really impossible to marry Xiaofeng to me? Xiaofeng and I are kindred spirits. If you can marry Xiaofeng to me, I will treat Xiaofeng well in the future, and I will also be filial to you." Qian Chuanxiu sneered, "What kindred spirits? When did my Xiaofeng say that she likes you? You shameless person, don't slander my Xiaofeng. If people spread rumors in the village, I'll teach you a lesson. Zhao Tianan suddenly felt a little discouraged. This wouldn't work, and that wouldn't work. Could it be that he couldn't get Ma Xiaofeng back? However, other than Ma Xiaofeng, he didn't want to marry anyone else. Auntie, I'm begging you. I really like Xiaofeng. Zhao Tianan said. He was so emotional that he cried. He wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes and looked at Zhao Yun. He almost vomited blood. Did this younger brother of his have any future prospects? It was just a woman, and the future was uncertain. Now, he was crying first. Qian Chuanxiu was also somewhat baffled by Zhao Tianan's reaction. She felt that Zhao Tianan was too exaggerated. Even if he liked her daughter, it shouldn't be to this extent. Frowning slightly, Qian Chuanxiu thought for a moment and said, "Hehe, if you want to marry my Xiaofeng, then tell your parents to bring 50 taels of silver as a betrothal gift. Bring it over, and I will marry my Xiaofeng girl to you." Chapter 9-10. He felt that if he were to marry into old Zhao's family, especially the third branch, with Zhao Yun'er's annoying older sister, he would not be welcomed by Zhao Tianan. Therefore, in her heart, she had never thought of marrying Ma Xiaofeng to Zhao Tianan. No matter what, she had to anger the people in old Zhao's third branch. If her own daughter were to marry him, then all the anger she had suffered before would have been in vain. Now that this person said that he wanted the other family's Xiaofeng's daughter, if Zhao Wenhua and Liang Jinxiao really took out 50 taels of silver, she would not mind marrying her daughter off. After all, 50 taels of silver could let their family live a good life. Now that she said this, it sounded more like extortion. When Zhao Tianan heard that Qin Chuanxiu actually asked for 50 taels of silver, he was instantly stunned. 50 taels of silver was not a small amount, and it was not something that could be casually taken out. Yesterday, he found out that their family was living a better life now than before. However, it was not easy for his second sister and parents to earn money. His family was building a house, and his eldest sister was getting married, so they had to spend a lot of money during this period. Now, where would they have the money to marry a wife for him? It would be fine if she asked for less, but the main thing was that Qian Chuanxiu actually asked for 50 taels of silver. Seeing Zhao Tianan's dilemma, she knew that Zhao Tianan definitely could not take out the money, so Qian Chuanxiu snorted coldly and urged Zhao Tianan, "Hurry up and leave, hurry up and don't loiter in front of my house. Since you can't take out the 50 taels of silver, what's the point of talking about it? I'm telling you, stop staring at my Xiaofeng." Zhao Tianan was extremely anxious. What should he do now? Qian Chuanxiu was not going to marry Ma Xiaofeng to him. Why are you still standing in front of my house? Hurry up and leave, hurry up and leave. As Qian Chuanxiu spoke, as if she was afraid that Zhao Tianan would not leave, she used her cloth shoes to whip Zhao Tianan's body. Zhao Tianan gasped and could only leave Xiaofeng's courtyard. When he left, his face was filled with disappointment. Zhao Yun'er looked at the situation and couldn't help but snort coldly in her heart. This Qian Chuanxiu was really interesting. Did she really think that her daughter was worth 50 taels of silver? He didn't know how to ask. Now, with Qian Chuanxiu making things difficult for him and not letting his family say anything, her younger brother had to give up on this idea. Zhao Yun thought so, and her mood was a lot better. Zhao Yun'er first sent the lunchbox back, then went to her cousin Zhao Xi's house. This time, he didn't go to find Zhao Xi. It was because Zhao Xi's wife, Nian, wanted to help him. Nian had just returned from the mountain not long ago. When she saw Zhao Yun'er, she chuckled and supported her. "Yun'er, you're here?" "Yes." Zhao Yun'er nodded and replied with a smile. Nian hurriedly greeted Zhao Yun'er, "Yun'er, come in and have a seat." Because of Zhao Yun'er, Nian could get a good salary every month, so she was very grateful to Zhao Yun and became more enthusiastic now. Zhao Yun'er waved her hand and said to Nian, it's okay, sister-in-law. I don't have anything to do. I'll go back after I'm done. However, Nian grabbed Zhao Yuner and stopped her from leaving. She nagged at Zhao Yuner, "Yuner, it's not easy for you to come to my house. Why are you leaving so soon? Let's take a seat and have a chat." Chapter 9-11. Sure. We'll just talk for a while, said Nian smilingly. Zhao Yun, her and Nian she entered the house together. In her previous life, Nian she poured water for Zhao Yun, and brought Zhao Yun, some peanuts and melon seeds for Zhao Yun, to eat. Zhao Yun had never been treated with such hospitality. Looking at the sincere smile on Nian she's face, Zhao Yun, smiled. Zhao Yun knew that the reason why Madame Nian was so attentive was because she had introduced her to a good job. Zhao Yun sighed. Why was there such a huge difference between people? Some people would be grateful if she helped them, but some people would rather not help them. They were heartless and ungrateful. Zhao Yun munched on the melon seeds while telling Nian she about her request. Hearing that, Nian she nodded, patted her chest and said to Zhao Yun, all right, Yun, I got it. Don't worry, I'll get it done for you. Thank you, cousin-in-law. Ah, Yun, why are you being so polite with me? Zhao Yun, laughed heartily and said, I won't be polite with you then, cousin-in-law. After eating the melon seeds, Zhao Yun, stood up to leave. Nian she didn't ask her to stay. As soon as she came out of Nian she's house, Zhao Yun saw Zhao Si and Lu Lei walking over from a distance. Zhao Si had something to do at home, so she asked Lu Lei to help her. There were many men in the village who knew how to work, but only a few of them were close to Zhao Si. Asking Lu Lei, who was familiar with her, to help her make things easier. Zhao Yun felt that she hadn't seen Lu Lei for a long time. Seeing him suddenly made her feel a little awkward. However, looking at the smile on Lu Lei's face, she guessed that he had been living well recently. Zhao Si and Lu Lei chatted as they walked. As soon as she raised her head, she saw Zhao Yuner. Lu Lei felt a little guilty. Lu Lei wasn't sure if Zhao Yun was angry at him for carrying Xiao Hong on his back. Therefore, when he saw Zhao Yuner again, Lu Lei did not know how to face her. Zhao Yun did not take this matter to heart. If Lu Lei really got together with Xiao Hong, she would not be able to stop them. After all, since she had rejected him, it was his freedom to choose who he wanted. She wasn't so shameful as to treat him as a spare tire. Fourth brother Zhao, brother Lei Zi. Zhao Yun stepped forward and greeted them naturally. Yuner, you're here. Zhao Si also smiled. Zhao Si looked at the stunned Lu Lei and patted him. Lu Lei, what are you thinking about? Yuner greeted you, but you didn't even respond. Lu Lei snapped back to his senses and hurriedly greeted Zhao Yuner. Yuner, why are you at Zhao Si's house? I came over to trouble my cousin-in-law with something. I see. Okay, then you guys go ahead. I'll leave first. Zhao Yuner smiled and greeted them. With that, Zhao Yuner turned and walked away. Looking at Zhao Yuner's back, Lu Lei was in a daze for a moment again. Yuner smiled at him just now. Did he see wrongly? He thought that Zhao Yuner would never talk to him again, but he did not expect that Zhao Yuner would still smile at him. Seeing Lu Lei's reaction, Zhao Si sighed slightly. He patted Lu Lei's shoulder and said to him, all right, she's already gone far away. What are you still looking at? Lu Lei blushed slightly. I wasn't looking at anything. Chapter 9-12. Being stared at by Zhao Si, Lu Lei felt even more guilty. What was he looking at? He was just looking at Zhao Yun. He clearly knew that it was impossible between him and Zhao Yun, but as soon as he saw Zhao Yun, he couldn't help but be attracted to Zhao Yun. His gaze couldn't help but fall on Zhao Yun. After looking, Lu Lei felt that he couldn't take his eyes off her. Zhao Si sighed. Lu Lei, as a brother, I have to tell you that Yun belongs to the prince. You'd better not think about her. It's impossible between you and her. Lu Lei lowered his head and his eyes darkened. He nodded to Zhao Si. Brother Zhao Si, I know what you're talking about, so you don't have to say anything to me. I don't have any thoughts about Yun now. Zhao Si nodded. It's good that you don't have any thoughts. We're all useless people. We just have to live with others honestly. Yes, yes. Speaking of this, Zhao Si thought of Xiao Hong and asked with concern, Lu Lei, how are things going between you and Xiao Hong? Seeing how Xiao Hong runs to your house all day, you two should be almost done, right? Lu Lei nodded and then shook his head. Although Xiao Hong had been taking care of him these days, marriage was not a game. He couldn't just agree like that. If he regretted it in the future, he wouldn't have the chance to regret it. Anyway, he had been single for so many years. He didn't care if he continued to be single. Lu Lei, what do you mean? Is it okay or not? I don't know either. Let's think about it again. I have to think about it carefully. If I get married, I'll have to be responsible for the girl for the rest of my life. This isn't a joke. Zhao Si agreed with this point. Yes, after getting married, we men will have a lot of responsibilities. But Lu Lei, you're not young anymore. The children of your age in our village are all quite old. You're still single now. It's not enough for every woman in the family to take care of you. As long as you find a suitable one, it'll be fine. As long as women can take care of the family and give birth, it's fine. Lu Lei knew that Zhao Si was concerned about him, so he agreed. Zhao Si patted Lu Lei's shoulder and comforted him. Actually, it's not easy for ordinary people like us to be with the person we like. In the end, the girls we find are all arranged by our families. So, you don't have to think too much about it. In the future, you will realize that marrying a woman you like or not is the same. Zhao Si's words fell into Nian's ears. Hearing Zhao Si's words, could it be that her husband had a girl he liked before? But in the end, it didn't work out, so he casually married her? Nian suddenly felt very sad. Why did this happen? Zhao Si had always treated her well and was very responsible for the children at home. But she never thought that the man she had been with for 7 or 8 years had once had another woman in his heart. Nian felt uneasy and uncomfortable, but she didn't dare to ask Zhao Si about it. She bit her lower lip and endured the grievance. She had to find out who her husband liked in the past. If she was still in the village, she had to prevent her husband from meeting that woman. After all, it was easier for a man to fall in love with a woman he once liked. Chapter 9:13. Zhao Si didn't give Lu Lei any pressure. Take your time to think about it. I think it's a good idea for you to marry Xiao Hong. Okay, the two of them arrived in front of Zhao Si's house. Zhao Si called Lu Lei over because he wanted to renovate the wall of his house. Because the wall was neglected, some of the walls had collapsed. If it continued like this, the wall wouldn't last long. After renovating, it could last for a few years. When Zhao Si came back, he greeted Nian Shi. Nian ignored Zhao Si. Zhao Si was puzzled. Why did Nian ignore him? In the past, when he came back, Nian would stick to him passionately. Zhao Si glanced at Nian and found that Nian's eyes were red. He asked, "What's wrong, Qin Er? Have you cried? Your eyes are red. What's wrong? Did something happen at home? Or did someone bully you?" When Nian met Zhao Si's concerned eyes, she felt even more stifled. She replied coldly to Zhao Si, "You don't have to pretend." Nian's words sounded like a fit of pique. At the same time, she felt jealous in her heart. When she thought that her man had another man in his heart, Nian felt very uncomfortable. After Nian finished speaking, she ran straight into the house, as if she didn't want to talk to Zhao Si. Zhao Si was stunned by Nian's reaction. What's going on here? Why did Mrs. Nian say that out of the blue? Everyone was confused. If it were any other time, Zhao Si would have chased after her and asked. Now that Lu Lei was here, he was too embarrassed to go out. Lu Lei asked with concern, Zhao Si, what's wrong with sister-in-law? Zhao Si shook his head and said, I don't know. Sigh, but it's fine. Sometimes women will mess with you for no reason. Most of the time, you don't even know why they are messing with you. I see. Lu Lei suddenly felt that women were a little scary. Would Xiao Hong mess with him like this when he got married in the future? Actually, it's nothing. It'll be fine soon. Zhao Si saw that Lu Lei was frightened, so he quickly added. Zhao Si was thinking that Lu Lei was not married yet. If he were to tell him that marriage was not a good thing, the trouble with women and family would probably scare Lu Lei into being single for the rest of his life. On the other side, on the third branch's land, several men were still working hard. Compared to Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen, Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui appeared to be more lazy. If they were tired, they would sit down and rest. Because Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were the children's uncles, Zhao Wenhua was too embarrassed to say anything. Apart from the fact that the two of them had a lot of time to rest every day, Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui worked well. In just a few days, the foundation of their house was almost done. Looking at the situation, it was estimated that it would be faster than he expected. After 2 or 3 days, he could call for other masons to come over and build the house. Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen saw that Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were resting and didn't say anything. They knew very well that Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were the granduncle of the third branch. They couldn't compare to them. They couldn't expect them to enjoy the same treatment as Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui. Apart from Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui, this job was very good. Chapter 9:14. For this reason, if they didn't work hard, they would be letting down Zhao Wenhua's family. People should be content with what they have. Since others were kind to them, they naturally had to be kind in return. Zhao Wenhua saw that Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were resting, so he asked Zhao Tianan to come over and move the stone. At this time, it was buried in the foundation, so Zhao Wenhua couldn't carry it alone. Zhao Tianan heard Zhao Wenhua's call and went over, but his expression didn't look very good, as if he was thinking about something. Come, Tianan, give me a hand. Dad can't move it alone, Zhao Wenhua said. Okay, got it, Dad. Zhao Tianan responded. Zhao Tianan followed Zhao Wenhua's instructions and lifted the stone up. Before it reached the foundation, Zhao Tianan's hand suddenly slipped, and the stone fell heavily. Zhao Tianan couldn't avoid it in time, and the stone fell heavily on Zhao Tianan's foot. Ah! Zhao Tianan cried out in pain. Zhao Wenhua saw the situation and his expression suddenly changed. Ah, Tianan, how are you? It hurts. Zhao Tianan gritted his teeth and said. Zhao Wenhua saw that Zhao Tianan's forehead was covered in cold sweat, and it looked quite scary. Zhao Wenhua's heart clenched, and he hurriedly said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, Dad will help you to the side to rest. Okay. Zhao Tianan responded. After Zhao Tianan rested at the side, he took off his shoes and looked at his feet. The toes in front were directly smashed red, and it looked a bit shocking. It was said that the 10 fingers were connected to the heart, so it was no wonder that he felt pain. Tianan, you rest first. I'll send you back when I'm done with my work. Zhao Yunlong called out. Zhao Tianan smiled slightly. Dad, it's okay. You don't have to worry about me. My injury isn't serious, it's just that my foot is red. My skin isn't broken, and I'm not bleeding either. Where's my mother? Zhao Wenhua nodded. Since the skin was not broken and there was no bleeding, it meant that the situation was not that serious. Zhao Wenhua was relieved. "All right, take a seat first." "Yes, father." Zhao Tianan was sitting on a rock. Being exposed to the sun made people feel very uncomfortable. Although they didn't need to work, they were still parched by the sun. The water in the kettle had been finished, and he was waiting for his elder sister to bring more water. Zhao Tianan held his head and shielded it from the sun with his hand. He sighed in his heart. How could he be so unlucky? Ma Xiaofeng's mother had made things difficult for him today, so he probably gave up the idea of marrying Ma Xiaofeng. He really couldn't ask his parents for the 50 taels of silver to marry Ma Xiaofeng. In addition, his parents didn't agree to him and Ma Xiaofeng being together. Even if he asked, his parents probably wouldn't take out the money. Unless he had the ability to earn the 50 taels of silver himself, but was it possible? Ordinary people probably couldn't earn that much in their lifetime. Not to mention that he didn't know anything, how could he earn that much money so easily? It was because he was thinking about this that he was absent-minded when he was moving the rock, and so he smashed his foot. Zhao Tianan became more and more dejected. Forget it, it's better not to think about this. The more I think about it, the more I find trouble for myself. When Zhao Tianan was looking into the distance in a daze, he saw a girl walking over in his line of sight. Chapter 9:15. With just a glance, Zhao Wenhua's attention was deeply attracted by this girl. This girl was none other than Mu Hin. She was carrying a kettle in her hand, and it seemed that she was here to deliver water. However, Mu Hin was delivering water to Zhu Eru, not to his family. After Zhao Tianan had a very strange feeling towards Mu Hin, he was shocked by this feeling in his heart. How could he be like this? He clearly liked Ma Xiaofeng, but he felt that the other girls weren't ordinary either. Zhao Tianan shook his head heavily to get rid of the irritation in his heart. Mu Hin walked to the side of the ground and saw Zhao Tianan resting, so she said to Zhao Tianan, "Are you resting?" Mu Hin just greeted him out of politeness. Zhao Tianan had helped her by sending her back last time. Zhao Tianan nodded. Yes. I'm here to deliver water to my brother-in-law." Mu Hin said to Zhao Tianan with a sweet smile on the corner of her mouth. Although the smile was not very bright, it gave people a refreshing feeling like a daisy. Zhao Tianan looked at her in a daze for a while, then finally came back to his senses and smiled back at Mu Hin. "Then go deliver water. It's not urgent. By the way, what's wrong with you?" Mu Hin saw Zhao Tianan rubbing his foot and could not help but ask with concern. Zhao Tianan's face flushed a little. It's nothing. I just accidentally hit my foot. It's nothing." Mu Hin's eyes showed a trace of concern. "Is that so? Then be careful. Don't hit your foot again. Fortunately, it's nothing serious this time." "Yes. By the way, are you thirsty?" Mu Hin asked casually when he saw a small crack on Zhao Tianan's lips. Zhao Tianan was indeed very thirsty at this moment. She nodded shyly. "Yes, I'm a little thirsty, but I've finished all the water in my house. My elder sister hasn't sent me any water yet. So that's how it is. Then you can drink mine. I have a lot of water in my kettle. My brother-in-law can't drink that much by himself. If it's not enough, I'll go back to get some more and send some over." Hearing Mu Hin's words, Zhao Tianan pursed his dry lips and said to Mu Hin, "Great, thank you so much." Mu Hin smiled and said, "It's nothing. It's just a glass of water. You don't have to be so polite." "Yes, but I still have to thank you." "It's fine." Looking at the faint smile on Mu Hin's lips, it gave people a very comfortable feeling. Some people were just like that. Although they were not very beautiful, they made people feel very comfortable. They were more pleasing to the eye than those who were outstanding beauties. Mu Hin poured a glass of water for Zhao Tianan and handed it over. Zhao Tianan was probably really thirsty. He gulped down the glass of water in a few mouthfuls. Suddenly drinking too fast, Zhao Tianan directly choked. Cough, cough. Zhao Tianan violently coughed a few times. Mu Hin hurriedly patted Zhao Tianan's back and then asked with concern, "Are you okay?" Cough, cough. "I'm fine. I just drank too fast and choked." After Zhao Tianan coughed a few times, he recovered and said to Mu Hin. Chapter 9:16. The girl's voice was light and playful, as pleasant as a bell. Zhao Tianan knew that Mu Hin was laughing at her, and she blushed slightly. Seeing that Zhao Tianan seemed to be shy, Mu Hin quickly stopped smiling and comforted Zhao Tianan. "I don't mean anything else, and I'm not gloating. I just think you're quite interesting. Take your time drinking. Don't worry, no one will snatch it for you anyway. I'm not in a hurry to give it to my brother-in-law." Zhao Tianan responded bitterly, but the blush on her face did not dissipate. Mu Hin poured another cup and handed it to Zhao Tianan. "Here, drink another cup. You must not have drunk enough." Zhao Tianan took it. "Thank you." Just as she took a sip, she saw a figure rushing over. This person was Zhao Ping. Zhao Ping was also carrying a kettle in her hand. Seeing Mu Hin and Zhao Ping together, she was very angry. She rushed over angrily and directly pushed Mu Hin aside. Zhao Ping's strength was not small, and Mu Hin's thin and weak body could not withstand it, so she fell heavily to the ground. "Ah!" Mu Hin gasped in pain. She looked up and saw Zhao Ping's angry face and fierce eyes. Was this woman crazy? Why did she come to bully her? This was really too much. She could let it go if she bullied her once or twice, but why did she keep bullying her? Before Mu Hin could lose her temper, she heard Zhao Ping mocking her. "You little bitch, what do you mean? Are you here to seduce my brother? I'm telling you, don't even think about it." Mu Hin stared at Zhao Ping in a daze. What, seducing his younger brother? What the hell was this? As if Zhao Ping hadn't scolded enough, she continued to mock and ridicule. "Last time, it was because of you that my younger brother and Xiaofan got into a fight. Why don't you take a look at how far you are from Xiaofan? Humph. You know how to seduce people at such a young age. How shameless." Zhao Ping's words became more and more unpleasant. Mu Hin felt very stifled. She just gave Zhao Tianan a glass of water. She really didn't mean anything else. Why did Zhao Ping make it sound so filthy? Zhao Tianan frowned and hurriedly tugged at Zhao Ping. He said to Zhao Ping with some displeasure, "Sister, how can you be like this? They were kind enough to give me water, but you scolded them the moment you came over. You even attacked them. Sister, you're too much." Being scolded by Zhao Tianan like this, Zhao Ping suddenly became angry. "Tianan, are you out of your mind? No wonder Xiaofan is angry with you. You know that Xiaofan doesn't like you being with other girls, but you still took their water. Humph, I think she just wants to use the excuse of giving you water to get close to you. Tianan, don't be so stupid. You don't even know that you've been cheated." Zhao Ping babbled, and at the same time, she glared at Mu Hin with a very unfriendly look. "You're so scheming. But with me here, there's no way. Don't even think about having anything to do with my brother. He already has someone he likes. Don't even think that my brother will like you." Mu Hin's eyes darkened for a moment. She knew that Zhao Tianan already had someone he liked, so she never had any thoughts about him. Chapter 9:17. Upon hearing Zhao Ping's scolding, Zhao Tianan became even more anxious. Mu Hin kindly gave him a drink, but Zhao Ping scolded him like this. Zhao Tianan knew that Mu Hin must be feeling very upset. Not to mention Mu Hin, even he felt a little upset when he heard that. Zhao Tianan thought about it, and finally said to Zhao Ping, Big sister, you really misunderstood. I didn't mean what you said. How can you slander me like this? Who will help me after you do this? Zhao Ping, glared at Zhao Tianan as if she expected better from him. Then, she poked Zhao Tianan's forehead and scolded Zhao Tianan, Tianan, is there something wrong with your head? Or have you really been charmed by this little b*tch? I'm doing this for your own good, but you're helping an outsider. Zhao Tianan's forehead hurt from Zhao Ping, poking. Big sister, I'm not helping an outsider. I'm just telling the truth. Hee, you're still telling the truth. Tianan, do you still want to be with Xiaofan? If Xiaofan sees you like this, she'll definitely ignore you. This time, I put in a lot of good words for you. If you make Xiaofan angry again, it'll probably be useless even if I put in a good word for you. After Zhao Ping, finished speaking, Zhao Tianan's mouth became a little more bitter. Now, even if he didn't interact with any girls, Ma Xiaofan would probably ignore him. Even if Ma Xiaofan paid attention to him, it would probably be useless because Qian Chuanxiu wouldn't let Ma Xiaofan marry him. Now that he was with Ma Xiaofan, it would only delay Ma Xiaofan. Big sister, you don't have to worry about me and Xiaofan, Zhao Tianan said faintly. Zhao Ping, was surprised for a moment. She felt that Zhao Tianan shouldn't have said this, so she looked at Zhao Tianan curiously. Tianan, have you lost your mind? Do you know what you just said? Do you mean that you don't care about Xiaofan anymore? Zhao Tianan bit his lower lip and didn't answer. Between him and Xiaofan, it wasn't a matter of whether he wanted to or not. But the 50 taels of silver. Unless he took out 50 taels of silver, he shouldn't have any unnecessary fantasies. In Zhao Pingji's opinion, Zhao Tianan's reaction meant that Zhao Tianan had changed his mind. Zhao Ping, smiled. Ma Xiaofan was her best friend after all. How could Zhao Tianan treat his friend like this? Tianan, you're heartless. Xiaofan is with you, but you're acting like this. Do you think you're worthy of Xiaofan? Zhao Tianan's eyes darkened. How could he be worthy of Xiaofan? There was nothing between him and Mu Hin. He didn't do anything shameful behind Mu Hin's back. Big sister, can you stop being so unreasonable? Zhao Tianan lowered his voice and said to Zhao Ping, Tianan, you said I'm being unreasonable. Zhao Ping, felt that she was being disliked. She was being kind, but her younger brother said that. Big sister, Mu Hin kindly gave me water to drink, but you bullied her the moment you came. If you're not being unreasonable, then what are you? Zhao Tianan said and helped Mu Hin up from the ground. Zhao Tianan looked at Mu Hin apologetically and said to Mu Hin, I'm sorry, this time, it was because of her that she got Mu Hin into trouble. Mu Hin rubbed her painful butt and still shook her head. It's fine. Chapter 9:18. Actually, this time, the injury was not serious. It was just a fall on his buttocks. He would be fine after rubbing it a little. It was not a serious pain. Tianan, I think you're really mesmerized by this little b*tch this time. Zhao Ping, saw Zhao Tianan and Mu Hin's intimate posture and pointed at Zhao Tianan and continued to scold him. Zhao Tianan felt very tired in his heart. He had already experienced a lot of troubles today. Now, Zhao Ping, continued to annoy him. Mu Hin was constantly being scolded as a little b*tch. He was very dissatisfied with Zhao Ping. He did not want to continue listening to Zhao Ping's excessive scolding, so he said to Zhao Tianan, I'm going to give my brother-in-law some water first. Go ahead. Zhao Tianan responded. He knew that if Mu Hin stayed, he would probably be scolded by Zhao Ping again. It was better to leave now. When Mu Hin turned to leave, Zhao Ping rushed over again and stopped Mu Hin. How could it be so easy to let Mu Hin go just like that? Little b asterisk tch, shameless. Next time, you'll walk around my brother. Otherwise, if I see you again, I'll tear your face apart. Do you believe me? Zhao Ping grabbed Mu Hin's hair and pulled, causing Mu Hin to feel pain. However, he bit his lip and did not know how to resist. During this tug and pull, the water bottle in Mu Hin's hand accidentally fell to the ground and shattered. Seeing the water bottle shatter on the ground, Zhao Ping looked at Mu Hin proudly. This is a lesson for you. Now get out of here quickly. Mu Hin looked at the fragments on the ground. This water bottle could not be used again after it was shattered. Now, she had caused trouble for her sister's family. Although the kettle wasn't anything good, it would probably cost a few copper coins to buy it. If it was broken, it would be a waste of a few copper coins. Zhao Tianan looked at Mu Hin's dejected expression and felt sorry for her. Sister, you. How can you be like this? Zhao Tianan was so mad at Zhao Ping that he didn't know what to say. Just as he was about to step forward to comfort Mu Hin wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and said to Zhao Tianan, "Don't come over, lest you accuse me of seducing you again." After Mu Hin finished speaking, he ran off. Looking at Mu Hin's back, Zhao Tianan felt an indescribable sense of guilt. Now that Mu Hin had run away, he did not even have a chance to apologize. What do you mean by, like me? Zhao Ping pouted. She didn't feel that she had crossed the line at all. Alas! Zhao Tianan could only sigh. He didn't know what to say. It was impossible to reason with a person like Zhao Ping. He had to find a chance to visit Mu Hin later and properly apologize to her. At the same time, he also had to give her something as an apology. Zhao Ping put down the water bottle and went back in a good mood. Zhao Yun went back home and busied herself for a while before preparing dinner. In order to send Mu Lianfeng off, the dinner was a little more sumptuous. Mu Lianfeng finished his work on the mountain early and came back. The family of three had a warm meal together. In the evening, after Daodu went to bed, Mu Lianfeng came over and put his arms around Zhao Yun's waist. He whispered in Zhao Yun's ear, "Yun, I have a gift for you." Zhao Yun was confused. A gift? What gift do you have for me? Take a guess. Zhao Yun shook her head. I don't know. I can't guess. Chapter 919. Mu Lianfeng smiled, and didn't continue to make things difficult for Zhao Yun. Instead, he said to Zhao Yun, "It's a good thing." Saying that, Mu Lianfeng took out a dagger from his pocket and handed it to Yun. He said to Zhao Yun, "Yun, I specially made this for you." Zhao Yun took it and looked at it. The dagger was very delicate, and the sheath was decorated with exquisite jewelry. "This is a dagger." Mu Lianfeng smiled, and then explained, "Yun, this dagger is made of steel, and it's very hard. You can try it and see how it feels." Zhao Yun pulled it out and tried it. Mu Lianfeng polished it very well, and the blade of the dagger was shining with cold light. Zhao Yun made a cut on the table. The dagger gently scraped the table, and a small hole was scraped open. It was so sharp that it could cut iron as if it were mud. "How is it?" Mu Lianfeng asked. "It's very sharp." "It's good," Zhao Yun said with a smile. "Yun, keep this dagger well. I won't be here for a few days, so you can take this dagger with you. If you are in danger, you can have a tool to protect yourself." Zhao Yun nodded, and put the dagger back into the sheath carefully. In Zhao Yun's eyes, it didn't look like a tool to protect herself, but was more like a delicate tool to keep herself safe. Mu Lianfeng rushed to make this for her for a whole day. Zhao Yun felt warm in her heart. It felt so good to be cared for and cherished. "Yun, let's go to bed," Mu Lianfeng said. N. Mu Lianfeng thought about how he was going to leave tomorrow. He hugged Zhao Yuner a little reluctantly. He was afraid that if he fell asleep, he would have less time to be with Zhao Yuner. The next morning, Zhao Yuner also looked at Mu Lianfeng reluctantly. He wanted to leave, but she still had to go to town to set up her stall. She didn't even have the chance to see Mu Lianfeng off. Luckily, Mu Lianfeng would only be away for a few days. When Zhao Yun arrived at Yang City, she saw that it was very lively. It seemed that something big had happened. There were soldiers patrolling the streets. Mulan asked Zhao Yuner curiously, "Yuner, I don't know what happened. There are so many soldiers coming out." Zhao Yuner looked at the soldiers running around the streets. She was also curious. "I don't know. It must be something important. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many soldiers." In Zhao Yuner's impression, it was the first time that she had seen such a scene. "Oh, forget it. No matter what it is, it must have nothing to do with us." Mulan sighed. Regarding Mulan's statement, Zhao Yun agreed very much. They were all ordinary people. They didn't have any contact with the government. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't have any relationship with them. Zhao Yuner set up her stall. As customers kept coming in, she heard the discussions of the customers. "Do you know why there are so many soldiers today?" "No idea." "You don't know?" "I heard that someone tried to assassinate a high-ranking official in the imperial court. But that person ran away, so the imperial court is now looking for him." Right. My relative who is a soldier in the army also told me about it. That high-ranking official almost lost his life. Is it true? Chapter 920. I also heard that this first-rank official is the current Prime Minister. It's hard to say. I don't know if it's the Prime Minister, but I do know that this person's identity isn't simple. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many soldiers. How do you know it's done by people from Yang City? I heard that people from the imperial court chased him all the way to Yang City. Zhao Yun wasn't in the mood to take care of the business at the stall. She was very interested in the gossip of the customers. When these people talked about the Prime Minister, Zhao Yun's brows furrowed. If the Prime Minister was really the target of the assassination, it would be interesting. Zhao Yun knew that Mu Lianfeng and the Prime Minister were enemies. The Prime Minister tried to kill Mu Lianfeng from time to time. It was also because of Mu Lianfeng's good luck that he was able to escape. If Mu Lianfeng wasn't so lucky, the consequences would be unimaginable. Therefore, if someone had the ability to help get rid of the Prime Minister, it would be the best thing. Zhao Yun suddenly thought that the person who wanted to assassinate the Prime Minister couldn't have been arranged by Mu Lianfeng, right? Thinking about it carefully, it was very possible. Zhao Yun was vaguely worried that this matter had nothing to do with Mu Lianfeng. No matter what, once this matter had something to do with Mu Lianfeng, even if Mu Lianfeng was fine in the end, it was inevitable that he would be implicated in some trouble. These troubles were completely unnecessary. Let's go and have a look. I heard that there's a notice on it. Let's go and see what's going on and see what the wanted criminal looks like. Okay, let's go. I'll go and have a look too. No, I haven't finished my breakfast yet. Then take your time. We'll go and have a look first. How can you be like this? Forget it, I'll go with you. I don't want to eat anymore. Then let's go together. Hurry up. If we're late, we won't be able to squeeze in and watch the fun. Okay. Zhao Yun couldn't help but want to go and have a look. Therefore, she said to Liang Jinxiao and Mulan. Mother, Mulan, you two take care of the stall first. I'll go and see what's going on. Mulan and Liang Jinxiao both nodded in agreement. Zhao Yun then followed the group of people. Finally, she saw the relevant content to see the relevant content of the Prime Minister. All he did was describe some of the characteristics of the wanted criminal. Assassinating a high-ranking official of the imperial court was a serious crime. The Prime Minister Prime Minister Prime the Prime Minister Ministers Prime Prime Minister Prime Minister T the Prime 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 Minister Prime Ministers Prime Ministers Prime Minister T.S. This person was Yi Li. The more Zhao Yun looked at him, the more she felt he looked like him. She was a little surprised. No wonder Yi Li hadn't come to her stall for 2 or 3 days. Is it because of that? Zhao Yun frowned. If so, Yi Li would be in danger. Zhao Yun couldn't help worrying about Yi Li. Many people murmured after seeing Yi Li's portrait. Why does this man look so familiar? Yeah, he looks familiar. I think I've seen him somewhere before, but I can't remember where. Chapter 921. All of a sudden, a girl said loudly to the man in the portrait, "Isn't he the good-looking older brother?" "Oh, do you know him?" "Of course I know him. He goes to the breakfast stall every day, but he suddenly disappeared these days." "Really? Why would I lie to you? I was wondering why he suddenly disappeared these days. It turns out that. So, the man in the portrait is him? I think it's 80% likely." The girl suddenly felt a little disappointed. Why did such a good-looking man have to assassinate a high-ranking official? This was great. If he was caught by the government, he would probably be punished severely. He might even lose his life. It was indeed a pity that such a good-looking man died. When she thought about how she might never be able to see this man again, she suddenly felt a sense of loss. Zhao Yun'er listened to their discussion and left the crowd in a trance. What should I do? Yi Li must be in a very dangerous situation now. Zhao Yun'er didn't know where Yi Li was now, so she couldn't do anything to help Yi Li, otherwise, she would have reached out to help Yi Li. Why was this man so muddle-headed? Seeing Zhao Yun'er coming back, Mulan asked her with curiosity. "Yun'er, what's wrong with you? You look so uneasy." "It's nothing." "Then why are you like this? What's written on the list?" Zhao Yun'er was hesitating whether she should tell Mulan or not. If she told Mulan, Mulan would definitely be worried. After all, Mulan and Yi Li got along well with each other for a long time. Mulan probably treated Yi Li as her friend just like Zhao Yun'er. Seeing Zhao Yun'er's reaction, Mulan was a little anxious and asked Zhao Yun'er, "What happened?" Zhao Yun'er sighed. After hesitating for a while, she told Mulan what she had seen. Mulan was shocked after hearing it. "Yun'er, is it true?" "It's true. Why would I lie to you about it?" Mulan frowned. "How could that be? Does it mean that Lord Yi is in danger? There are so many soldiers. Where can he go?" Zhao Yun'er shook her head. "I don't know. I hope he's not in Yang City. Those soldiers wouldn't be able to find the information in a short time. Since Yi Li's reward, those who saw Yi Li's whereabouts. In that case, Yi Li's situation would be more dangerous. Yeah, I hope he's not in Yang City. Yi Li must have a hard time being chased by the government. Lord Yi is so pitiful. It's not easy for him to live a better life, but now he's back to normal." Before, Mulan still hoped that Yi Li could go back to their stall to be a beauty sign and eat breakfast. Now, she only hoped that Yi Li could run as far away as possible. Now that the government is chasing him, it means that he hasn't been caught yet. At least he's safe now. It's useless for us to worry too much. Besides, he's so good at kung fu. I don't think he'll be caught so easily. Mulan thought for a while. Zhao Yun'er's words made sense. Mulan had seen Yi Li's kung fu. With such skills, it would be quite difficult for the officials to catch him in a short time. Chapter 922. Zhao Yun'er and Mulan didn't think too much about it, and continued to set up the stall with Mulan. In the morning, she was a little absent-minded. When she was about to close the stall, she suddenly saw many soldiers coming to her stall. Zhao Yun's eyebrows twitched, and she had a premonition that something bad was going to happen. "Hi, officers, may I know if you're here for breakfast or?" Gu Ning walked up and asked nervously. The soldiers glanced at Zhao Yun with cold faces, as if they didn't want to talk to Zhao Yun. "Who's the boss of this stall?" Zhao Yun replied, "I'm the boss. May I know why you're looking for me?" "Come with us. Someone said that you know the wanted criminal on today's notice, so we're going to arrest you and ask you about it." The soldiers looked ferocious. Zhao Yun's frown deepened. She screamed in her heart. "It's over. It's over. How did she get involved with this woman?" Zhao Yun felt that she was really wronged. "Officers, I'm just an ordinary woman who does business. The reason why I know her is that she eats at her stall every day. However, we've only exchanged a few words, and we don't have any deeper relationship. I don't even know where she lives. It's useless for you to find me." The officers snorted coldly, "That's enough. Don't talk nonsense with us. Hurry up and come with us." Zhao Yun suddenly became anxious. If she was taken away, who knew what would happen? Facing these soldiers, Zhao Yun couldn't do anything. Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Ping'er stood aside. Seeing Zhao Yun's situation, they were very anxious. If something happened to Zhao Yun, what should they do? Last time when Zhao Yun was arrested, Prince Shizhi was there. This time, Prince Shizhi happened to leave, and they couldn't find him. Therefore, once Zhao Yun was arrested, she could only wait for Mu Lianfeng to come back. However, at that time, would he be in a hurry? What if these people torture Zhao Yun? What should he do? What are you waiting for? Hurry up and come with us. Don't make us do anything to a woman like you. The soldiers urged. Zhao Yun said softly to the soldiers. Please wait for a moment. I'll leave after saying a few words to my mother. The soldiers were not completely inhumane, and they just urged her. If you have something to say it quickly. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, officers. Zhao Yun turned and went to Mulan and Liang Jinxiao. She gave them her blessings. Mother, sister-in-law Mulan, please go to the county premier's mansion and tell them my name and situation. I think the county premier and his wife will come forward to help. Mulan and Liang Jinxiao nodded quickly. Although they didn't know how Zhao Yun got in touch with the county premier and his wife, they just did as Zhao Yun said since Zhao Yun asked. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she followed the soldiers and left. Liang Jinxiao and Mulan also hurried to the county premier's mansion according to Zhao Yun's instructions. Zhao Yun was then taken to prison. She was not in a hurry. She just hoped that nothing would happen to her mother and Mulan. Chapter 923. After Mulan and Liang Jinxiao brought the news to the county deputy's wife asked the county deputy and the general to guarantee that Zhao Yun had nothing to do with it. The general learned about the situation and confirmed that Zhao Yun was just a stall owner. She didn't seem to have anything to do with it. With the county deputy's request, he let Zhao Yun go. When they went out, the county deputy's wife met them. Zhao Yun hadn't seen Zhao Yun and Lan Xian for a while. It wasn't that she didn't want to see them, but she was very busy these days. Besides, she didn't want to bother the county deputy's wife, so she didn't go to the county deputy's mansion. Seeing Zhao Yun the county deputy's wife was very enthusiastic. She greeted Zhao Yun with enthusiasm. Miss Yun Zhao Yun smiled politely to the county deputy's wife and greeted her, Madam. Get in the carriage quickly. Your mother is in my mansion. I'll take you there. The county deputy's wife said gently. Zhao Yun nodded and got in the carriage of the county deputy's wife. Lan Xian was the most excited one. When he saw Zhao Yun, Lan Xian hid behind the county deputy's wife shyly and secretly looked at Zhao Yun, It seemed that he wanted to talk to Zhao Yun, but he was too shy to talk to Zhao Yun, Zhao Yun looked at Lan Xian and felt that this boy was very cute. It seemed that Lan Xian noticed that Zhao Yun, also looked at him. His face flushed quickly. The county deputy's wife said to Zhao Yun, with a smile, Yun, Xian, often talks about you. He wants to know when you will come. I didn't see you until today. Lan Xian, who was standing behind the county deputy's wife, blushed. Mom. He murmured to the county deputy's wife. Huh, child, are you shy now? Why aren't you shy when you talk about it at home? Mom. Lan Xian lowered his head and looked away helplessly. The corners of Zhao Yun's mouth curled up into a big smile. It was the first time for Zhao Yun, to see such a shy little boy. If the deputy county magistrate's wife was not here, Zhao Yun would like to tease him. Xian, why aren't you saying anything? You are a man, what are you shy about? The county deputy's wife whispered in Lan Xian's ear. Lan Xian's face was still slightly red, but he couldn't help but ask Zhao Yun, big sister Yun, why didn't you come to see Xian, after you left last time? Don't you miss Xian, Lan Xian's tone was a little angry and complaining. Zhao Yun recalled how the child was reluctant to part with her when she left. She felt a little guilty. Therefore, she said to Lan Xian, big sister was a little late at home, so she didn't come. These words made Zhao Yun feel a little guilty. In fact, no matter how busy she was, as long as she wanted to make time, it was fine. It was just that she didn't come. Lan Xian's eyes were still gloomy, and he seemed to be very disappointed. He murmured, yeah, big sister has her own things to deal with. She definitely won't think of me. Zhao Yun didn't know how to comfort the child. It was her fault after all. She could only reply to Lan Xian, okay. I promise I will come to see you once a month in the future, unless I really can't. Chapter 924. No, I won't lie to you. Lan Xian nodded happily and thought that he would trust Zhao Yun again. He hoped that Zhao Yun wouldn't lie to him. The deputy county magistrate's wife looked at them and found that her son really loved Zhao Yun very much. Lan Xian didn't even care about his mother as much as he did about her. Thinking of this, the deputy county magistrate's wife suddenly felt a little sad. When her son Xian got married and had his own family in the future, he would definitely treat his wife better than her. It was said that a son would forget his mother after he got married. It was indeed true. After chatting with Lan Xian for a while, Zhao Yun noticed that the deputy county magistrate's wife seemed a little unhappy, so she began to chat with her again. Madam, thank you so much this time. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. The deputy county magistrate's wife smiled. Miss Yun, you're too polite. You saved my son Xian, so you're my family's benefactor. It's just a small matter. Compared with what you've done, it's nothing. Yun, if you have any trouble in the future, please don't hesitate to tell me. Don't be so polite. Seeing that the deputy county magistrate's wife was so sincere, Zhao Yun also showed a warm smile. In fact, the deputy county magistrate's wife had helped them to get back 20 taels of silver. This time, she helped them to get her out, so she didn't have to suffer. Zhao Yun felt that the deputy county magistrate's wife's family had already paid off the debt. If she really had any trouble in the future, unless she had no choice, Zhao Yun would never get it back. Lan Xian chimed in from the side, Sister, you'd better ask my parents for help. That way, I'll be able to see you more often. After Lan Xian said that, Zhao Yun and the deputy county magistrate's wife both laughed. Yun, did you hear that? My son Xian also said the same thing. Along the way, they chatted casually. Soon, the horse carriage arrived at the county magistrate's residence. Upon seeing Zhao Yuner, Liang Jinxiao and Mulan went forward excitedly. She was originally worried that something might have happened to Zhao Yuner. Now that she saw that Zhao Yuner had returned safely, she finally breathed a sigh of relief. The deputy county magistrate's wife wanted them to have dinner together, but Zhao Yun politely refused. They had already wasted quite a bit of time. If they were to return any later, their families would probably be hungry and anxious again. Fortunately, he was fine. If something had happened, he would probably have to spend the next few days here. On the way back, Mulan sighed, Yuner, fortunately, you know the wife of the deputy magistrate. Otherwise, what should we do? Zhao Yuner nodded. Yeah, I'm guessing that even if they let me go, there will still be people watching me in secret to make sure that Yili has nothing to do with me. We don't know where Yili is, do we? Yuner, anyway, we really have nothing to do with Yili. You don't have to worry about it. Mulan comforted her. Mulan was right. It was just that Mulan was still not clear about the situation. She really had nothing to do with Yili. However, if Yili knew where she lived, would he suddenly appear and go to her house to look for her? If so, it would be troublesome. This time, if there was someone watching them in secret and they saw that Yili went to look for her, they would definitely know where Yili was. Chapter 925. Zhao Yuner was hoping that Yili wouldn't go crazy and come to her place to look for her. On the way back, Zhao Yuner was a little uneasy. When they arrived at the village, they saw a good thing. The villagers gathered together, and it was very lively. The incident happened in front of Old Chen's house. Many villagers who liked to watch the fun gathered around and chattered non-stop. In the courtyard of Old Chen's house, Old Man Chen and Old Lady Chen were in the courtyard. Old Man Chen's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot. Old Lady Chen sadly wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes, looking very pitiful. Cripple Chen stood aside without saying a word, looking coldly at a woman who was lying on the ground with disheveled clothes. This woman was Old Chen's daughter-in-law, Zhang Chui'er. Old Man Chen sighed deeply and said, "What sin did our Old Chen's family commit? Why does God treat us like this?" Old Lady Chen sobbed at the side, "Our family has been kind to others for so many years, and we have never done anything wrong. Why does this kind of thing happen to our family? It's really a sin, a sin." Old Man Chen said and fiercely poked his walking stick. He was so angry that he didn't know what to say. No matter what he said, it was useless. He realized that words were starting to pale in comparison. The surrounding people chattered and discussed. This Old Chen's daughter-in-law is really inhumane. How can she do such a thing? Sai, what can we do? Isn't she just bullying Old Chen's family? This Zhang Chui'er's conscience is really eaten by a dog. Old Chen's family is so good to her and dotes on her like she's a treasure. It's fine if she flaunts her power at home, but how can she do such a thing? That's why I say that her conscience is eaten by a dog. Since she's married to Cripple Chen, she should live a good life with him. What is she doing now? Maybe it's because Cripple Chen can't satisfy her in bed. But she can't do this. A woman from a good family should not go out to seduce men. She had never seen such a slutty woman. If she wanted men so much, she might as well go to the brothel and serve them. Not only am I happy, but I can also make money. That's right. This kind of slut is suitable to be in a brothel. She's really shameless. The villagers were chattering. Although they were all talking about Zhang Chui'er, Old Chen's family still felt uncomfortable when they heard it. After all, the Chen family was the one who had lost face. As the saying goes, don't wash your dirty linen in public, not to mention such a big scandal. The most embarrassed one was Cripple Chen. His woman had cheated on him, and the men in the village would definitely laugh at him. The reason why a woman would hook up with another man must be because the man was not good enough. And it was most likely because of what happened in bed. Cripple Chen looked at Zhang Chui'er with even colder eyes. He thought he treated his wife well, but what happened to her? Yet, Zhang Chui'er treated him like this. Any normal man would not be able to tolerate this kind of thing. Although he was a cripple and it was normal for his wife to look down on him, she couldn't fool around with another man behind his back, right? This was a great humiliation to his dignity. Chapter 926. Old man Chen cleared his throat and said to lame Chen, "Son, this is your wife. Tell me what you should do." Lame Chen felt that there was something stuck in his chest, and he couldn't say anything. Seeing lame Chen remain silent, Zhang Chui'er felt a glimmer of hope. She crawled to lame Chen and said to him, "Husband, I'm pregnant with your baby. You have to think about the baby." Zhang Chui'er began to cry miserably. In ancient times, the punishment for a woman was quite severe. As long as the husband's family agreed, even if he drowned a woman in a pond, the government wouldn't pursue the matter. The reason why Zhang Chui'er was so scared was that she was afraid that lame Chen would drown her as soon as he opened his mouth. She was still so young, and she hadn't lived a good life yet. How could she be willing to die so early? Before lame Chen could say anything, the surrounding people began to mock Zhang Chui'er. How dare she say it's a child? I think the child is probably born with an adulterer. It's not lame Chen's. Exactly. It must be born with an adulterer. Zhang Chui'er has been married to old Chen for so many years, but she's never been pregnant. Now she's pregnant after sleeping with a man. Who would believe that the child is lame Chen's? Anyway, I don't believe it. I don't believe it either. It's obvious that the child isn't lame Chen's. Sigh. Luckily, Mrs. Nian and the others went up the mountain and saw it. If they didn't, old Chen's family would be kept in the dark for a long time. Exactly. If Zhang Chui'er gave birth in the future, old Chen's family would still treat the child as their own. They wouldn't know that Zhang Chui'er was raising someone else's child. Luckily, God is on her side. Otherwise, Zhang Chui'er would have treated old Chen's family as fools. That's right. Sigh. I don't know what old Chen's family will do now. Anyway, if my wife did such a thing, I would definitely drown her in the pond. It's disgusting to keep such a bitch alive. Exactly. Such a bitch should be drowned in the pond. Old Chen's family members could hear the villagers' discussion. Father Chen felt stifled just thinking about it. When he found out that his daughter-in-law was pregnant, he thought that the Chen family would have an heir. He was really happy. He even bought sweets and spread them around the village. Now that he looked at it, what he had done before was so ironic. She reckoned that everyone in the village was laughing at her right now. Cripple Chen listened to the villagers' words. He thought about it and realized that the child might not be his. The possibility of it not being his was very high. After being married for so many years, Zhang Chui'er's stomach did not show any signs of pregnancy. Most likely, it was because she or Zhang Chui'er could not bear a child. Now that Zhang Chui'er had an affair with another man and got pregnant, the man who was infertile was him. Cripple Chen thought that even if he didn't want to have a child, he couldn't allow his wife to be pregnant with another man's child. Now that he was here to take over the business, he even had to raise another man's child. Cripple Chen said coldly to Zhang Chui'er, who was on the ground. You know very well who the child in your stomach belongs to. I've treated you well for so many years. Why did you do such a thing and betray me? Zhang Chui'er cried even more pitifully. She pulled the corner of Cripple Chen's clothes. Husband, the child in my stomach might be yours. What if it's yours? Chapter 927. Cripple Chen sneered. He felt that he was a joke at this moment. Did she really think that he was a fool? What if? How could there be so many what if this child was definitely not his. Although he didn't think that the child was his, the truth was right in front of him. Cripple Chen had an indescribable feeling, but it was more of sorrow. Seeing the woman that he used to love doing such a thing behind his back, it would be a lie if he said that he wasn't heartbroken. Zhang Chui was also frightened by Cripple Chen's cry. She called out weakly, "Husband." Cripple Chen coldly pushed Zhang Chui away. "Don't call me husband anymore. You don't think of me as your husband at all. If that's the case, why are you still calling me that? Husband." Zhang Chui looked at Cripple Chen anxiously. If Cripple Chen couldn't forgive her, then she could only drown in the pond. Thinking about drowning in the pond and dying, Zhang Chui trembled for a moment. The surrounding villagers were originally worried that Cripple Chen was stupid and would really forgive Zhang Chui. They didn't expect Zhang Chui to be so shameless that she would beg Cripple Chen like this. Such a shameless person was rare. Everyone could tell whether the child was Cripple Chen's child or not. Only a fool would believe Zhang Chui's words. Unfortunately, this was old Chen's family matter. As neighbors, they couldn't interfere too much. In the end, they still had to see how old Chen's family would punish her. Zhang Chui, our relationship as husband and wife ends here today. Cripple Chen said coldly. Zhang Chui cried even louder. Husband, you can't do this to me. I promise that if you forgive me this time, I will live a good life with you in the future. Husband, we've been together for a few years. There is a relationship between husband and wife. Are you so cruel that you don't want me anymore? Husband, Zhang Chui shouted at the top of her lungs. She cried pitifully with snot and tears. However, the surrounding people didn't have a trace of sympathy for Zhang Chui. In their eyes, Zhang Chui was just pretending. If he really had a conscience, he wouldn't have allowed Cripple Chen to hook up with other men. Seeing that Cripple Chen did not utter a word, it seemed that he had listened to Zhang Chui's words. The onlookers became anxious and hurriedly advised, "Brother Chen, don't listen to this woman's nonsense. She's just fooling you now, afraid that she'll drown." That's right. If she didn't know the consequences, would she admit her mistake so quickly? It's said that dogs can't change their habits. This B***TCH must be the same. Brother Chen, even if this daughter-in-law is gone, you can still find a matchmaker to marry another one. Your old Chen family's conditions aren't that bad. At the very least, you can buy a daughter-in-law back home. She's much better than this bitch. That's right. Brother Chen, the people around him were only trying to persuade him because of Cripple Chen. Apart from the fact that they were here to watch the show, most of the villagers had some conscience. How could they tolerate someone like Zhang Chui bullying the honest people of the Chen family? Zhang Chui gritted her teeth when she heard the villagers' words. If someone else had tried to sow discord between her and Cripple Chen like this in the past, she would have probably used a kitchen knife to chop that person up. Chapter 928. Now, she could only look at Cripple Chen and hope that he would forgive her if he did something stupid again. Cripple Chen remained silent. His heart softened for a moment, but the villager's persuasion made him harden his heart again. If he really forgave Zhang Chui today, it would not only be letting down his parents, but he would also become the biggest joke in the village. Anyway, he would not be able to live in the future. Zhang Chui, that B***TCH, must be punished. Seeing that Cripple Chen did not speak, Father Chen stood up and said to Cripple Chen, "Son, our Chen family can't have such a daughter-in-law. We can't have her." "Father, I know. I didn't say I wanted her." Cripple Chen replied. "Sigh, this is a sin." Father Chen said and coughed a few times. Cripple Chen quickly patted Father Chen's back. "Father, how are you? Are you okay?" Cripple Chen waved his hand. "I'm fine. I'm just angry. I won't die." "Father, Crippled Chen looked at his father with heartache. He felt that he had let down his parents. His mother stood to the side, wiping her tears. Even Crippled Chen couldn't say anything to comfort her. His heart was also very uncomfortable, but who could comfort him? Father. How is Chui'er? You deal with her. I'll listen to you. Crippled Chen said. The villagers on the side began to persuade, Father Chen, this Zhang Chui'er is too much. I think your family should just drown her in the pond. Yes, drown her. This B***TCH should be drowned. Father Chen, don't be soft-hearted. If she's drowned, we should all help her. Don't let a married woman bully our Shui Lan villagers. Yes, yes, yes. We, the people of Shuilan village, are not easy to bully. Those who wanted to drown her were mostly women. Normally, they did not like Zhang Chui'er. Now that they had the chance, they would definitely torture her to death. Many people who liked to watch the fun also echoed in the middle. Drown her, drown her. There were also people who felt that the punishment was too severe. They stood up and said, Sigh, although Zhang Chui'er went too far, it's still a human life. Isn't it too severe a punishment to drown her in the pond? That's right. After all, it's a human life. Everyone makes mistakes. Just teach him a lesson. It's not good to kill him. What's wrong with that? This bitch has done such a shameful thing. Does she still have the nerve to continue living? Anyway, if it were me, I wouldn't have the face to continue living. As for this B***TCH, it's hard to say if she has the face to continue living. Maybe he's thick-skinned enough to not feel embarrassed. Even so, we can't let him harm others. Sigh, let's leave the punishment to Old Man Chen. It's hard for us outsiders to decide. Let's see what Old Man Chen has to say. The villagers' gazes fell on Old Man Chen. Old Man Chen pondered silently for a moment. In the end, he wasn't that ruthless. He looked at Zhang Chui'er, who was lying on the ground and looking at him pitifully. For so many years, he had treated this daughter-in-law of his as his own daughter and loved her dearly. Old Man Chen sighed slightly and said to Lame Chen, then break her legs and send her back to her parents' home. This punishment was not light. In the future, Zhang Chui'er would lie on the bed with half of her body paralyzed. Her days would be very miserable. Chapter 929. Zhang Chui'er panicked when she heard that he was going to break her legs. She quickly begged Old Man Chen. Dad, I beg you. Let me go. You can't break my legs. If I can't walk, how am I going to live the rest of my life? Dad, don't be so cruel. I'm still your wife, Dad. Old Man Chen stared coldly at Zhang Chui'er on the ground. Chui'er, you know what's worse. Breaking your legs or drowning in the pond. If you're not satisfied with my method, then you can drown in the pond. Zhang Chui'er shut her mouth when she heard Old Man Chen's words. She wasn't a fool, but compared to losing her life was definitely more important. As the saying goes, a bad life is better than a good death. If her legs weren't broken, or if they were healed after she went back, she might be able to walk again. Son, do you want to do it, or should I? Old Man Chen asked. Crippled Chen said. Dad, let me do it. Oh, okay. You do it. Crippled Chen said. He took a thick wooden stick and walked in front of Zhang Chui'er. The onlooking villagers helped and held Zhang Chui'er in place. Crippled Chen picked up the wooden stick and began to hit Zhang Chui'er's legs. Miserable screams came from Old Man Chen's courtyard. Some villagers didn't dare to watch the bloody scene and quickly covered their ears and looked away. Some of them felt that Zhang Chui'er deserved such a punishment. So, they became more and more engrossed in the story. Zhao Yun couldn't stand the miserable screams, and Liang Jinxiao couldn't stand it either. Liang Jinxiao quickly said to Zhao Yun, Yun. Yun, let's go back quickly. This sound is really scary. Zhao Yun curled her lips. Okay, Mom. Let's go. Since she already knew Zhang Chui-er's fate, Zhao Yun felt that there was no point in staying here to watch the show. When she went back, she had to hurry and cook, lest the men at home starve. It was not a coincidence that Zhang Chui-er was caught today. It was Zhao Yun's arrangement. He couldn't stand old Chen's family being kept in the dark by Zhang Chui-er. It was good that this B****'''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''''The earlier they would kick Zhang Chui-er, this scourge, out of the family so that Zhang Chui-er wouldn't bully them. As for this method, it was quite simple. Just like before, he asked Mu Lianfeng to scare Zhang Chui-er's adulterer, so that he would ask Zhang Chui-er to have sex with him. Then, he asked Mrs. Nian to bring a few women to, coincidentally, bump into them. Naturally, this matter was exposed. Thinking about her plan, Zhao Yun felt a burst of joy in her heart. If the B****** didn't get punished by the heavens, then she would be the one to do it. On the way, Liang Jinxiao could not help but sigh. Sigh, Chui is really too much. The Chen family has always treated her well. How could she do such a thing? She was living such a good life, but now she has ended up like this. Zhao Yun forced a smile. Mom, some people don't have a conscience. They don't know how to cherish their fortune. Sigh, you're right. People should know how to cherish things. After all, it's not easy to have someone who treats you well. Don't end up in the most miserable state when everyone turns against you. Zhao Yun took a deep look at her cheap mother. She didn't expect Liang Jinxiao to be able to say something like this. Chapter 930. It's nothing. Zhao Yun replied with a smile. It's nothing. Why are you looking at me like that? Seeing that Liang Jinxiao was conflicted, Zhao Yun smiled even more brightly. Mother, I just think that what you said just now makes a lot of sense. Huh, Mother, I'm just lamenting. I'm not someone who likes to reason. I know, Mother. Alright, let's hurry back. The two of them walked in the direction of old Zhao's house together. When they arrived at old Zhao's house, Zhao Wenhua was already pacing around anxiously in the courtyard of old Zhao's house. When he saw that Liang Jinxiao and Zhao Yun had finally returned, he finally heaved a sigh of relief. He hurried forward and said to Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao, Hey, why are you only back now? I'm so worried. If you didn't come back, I would probably have gone to Yang City to look for you. Seeing that Zhao Wenhua was so anxious, Zhao Yun explained, Father, something happened to us, so we were delayed. Now that we're back, you don't have to worry. Something happened? What happened? Zhao Wenhua asked curiously. Just as Liang Jinxiao was about to explain, Zhao Yun pulled him back. Father, it's not a big deal. Zhao Yun was afraid that Zhao Wenhua would also be worried if she said it out loud. Zhao Wenhua nodded. That's good, that's good. We're all waiting for you. Father, let eldest uncle and second uncle continue to wait for a while. Mother and I will go and cook. It will be ready soon. Zhao Wenhua nodded. Okay. Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao unloaded the things from the carriage and went into the kitchen. Zhao Ping walked to Liang Jinxiao angrily and complained to Liang Jinxiao. Mother, why did you only come back now? I'm starving to death. Big brother Yuan is also starving to death. It doesn't matter if I starve to death, but don't let big brother Yuan starve. When Zhao Yun heard Zhao Ping's words, she was so angry that she almost vomited blood. She almost got into an accident today and might not even be able to return home. But Zhao Ping said something like that. Zhao Yun had rarely seen such a selfish and eccentric person who only cared about her and Qin Yuan. Liang Jinxiao frowned and said to Zhao Pinger, didn't I tell you that I have something to do today? If I could come back earlier, would Mother and Yuner want to stay outside? Mother. But you can't let big brother Yuan starve. He's already so skinny. If he starves, he'll be even skinnier. Liang Jinxiao sighed. She really did not know what to say about her daughter. Pinger, don't make a fuss in front of me. The food will be ready in a while. You guys wait a little longer. Just wait a little longer. Zhao Ping pursed her lips. Okay then, Mother. You have to hurry up. Got it, Pinger. Hurry up and leave. Liang Jinxiao's tone revealed some impatience and disdain. However, Zhao Ping was still too stupid and did not notice. After Zhao Ping left, Liang Jinxiao sighed. Now, as a mother, she was starting to despise her own daughter and thought that the sooner Zhao Ping was married off, the better. Zhao Ping ran over to Qin Yuan again and asked Qin Yuan eagerly, Big brother Yuan, are you hungry? What do you think? Qin Yuan rolled his eyes at Zhao Ping. He really could not be bothered with this idiot Zhao Ping. However, Zhao Ping just liked to stick close to him. Chapter 931. Got it. Qin Yuan replied impatiently. At this moment, he was indeed starting to grumble from hunger, and his stomach was growling non-stop. The reason why he was so hungry was not because his stomach was big and he could eat a lot. It was because he knew that he would definitely have good food for lunch if he helped out at Zhao Yun's house today. Not only could he eat a lot, but he could also eat well. Therefore, he did not eat breakfast. This way, he could save some food for his family. However, when he came to Zhao Yun's house, he went to help out on the land. Although he did not really do much work, he was still busy for a while. Once he started working, he had to use his strength. Once he used his strength, it was easier to get hungry. Therefore, after working for an entire morning, he was so hungry that he was grumbling. At this moment, he only felt that his stomach was very empty and very uncomfortable. He thought that after working for an entire morning, he would be able to eat delicious food when he came back. However, who knew that he would not even see a shadow of a person when he came back, let alone food? After waiting for a long time, he did not see Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao. Just when he thought that he would not be able to eat lunch, Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao finally came back. It was good that they were back. He just had to wait a little longer. The other men were also very hungry. Su Yukai and Guo Guizhen did not say anything. Who did not have an emergency in their family? At most, they would just wait a little longer. However, Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui started to complain. Sigh, we worked so hard to come back, but in the end, we can't even eat a hot meal. Sigh, this is so annoying. Zhao Wenhua frowned. Yun's eldest uncle and second uncle. Yun and Liang Jinxiao did not deliberately not come back. Something happened, that's true, but we are still hungry. Brother-in-law, is there nothing else in your house to fill our stomachs? This, Zhao Wenhua thought about it and really did not have anything. Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were a little disappointed. They originally thought that Zhao Wenhua would take out something good, but it turned out that there was nothing. Brother-in-law, Ping is about to get married. It won't be long before she gets married. You have to buy things like sunflower seeds, peanuts, candies, and so on to keep them at home. When the time comes for the banquet, you don't have to buy all these things together. When the time comes, there will be a lot of things to do during the banquet. We won't be able to afford so many things in such a short time. It's better to buy everything in advance. Zhao Wenhua listened and noted it. Liang Jinshan and Liang Jinhui were right. Since they had to buy these things anyway, they might as well buy them in advance and keep them at home. Zhao Pinger hurriedly replied, "Yes, father. You have to buy these things well. My banquet must be a boisterous affair." "Must. You?" "Yes, father, I knew you were the best." When Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui heard this, they were overjoyed. If they could buy those things back, they would have a chance to eat some. To the villagers, these snacks were rare things. Not only did women like to eat them, but men also liked to eat them. Zhao Yun cooked a dish and hurriedly brought it to the table. The rest of the dishes were also cooked and brought over. Liang Jinxiao sighed as he cooked. Sigh. Ping is really too much. Zhao Yun asked Liang Jinxiao about Zhao Ping being immature and opening her mouth to ask for food the moment she came back. Chapter 932. Mother, maybe Sister Ping doesn't know how to. Zhao Yun replied weakly. Sigh, what's going to happen to this girl in the future? She's such a big girl, she can't not know how to cook. Won't she be despised if she goes to other people's house? Liang Jinxiao muttered again. Hearing Liang Xiaojin's words, Zhao Yun couldn't help but want to laugh. Zhao Ping had always been lazy. Shouldn't her mother have known? If Ping could be more tolerant, we'd probably be eating by now. Sigh, there's someone to take care of the chores at home, but now there's no one to take care of it. Liang Jinxiao's words revealed a lot of helplessness. Zhao Yun knew that Liang Jinxiao was just complaining in front of her. Zhao Ping was really annoying. Zhao Yun never dreamed of relying on Zhao Ping to do things. Even if Zhao Ping was willing to do it, she might not necessarily let her. It wasn't that she didn't know what that woman was capable of. The food she made was probably worse than Pig's food. Mother, it's good that Sister Ping doesn't cook. Father, eldest uncle, and second uncle probably won't want to eat it. Liang Jinxiao sighed again. Well, that's true, it's good that Sister Ping went to her in-laws' house. With her in-laws' guidance, she definitely won't be as lazy as she is at home. Sigh, I hope, as long as the family Qin doesn't drive her back. After listening to Liang Jinxiao's words, Zhao Yun felt that she seemed to have changed a little during this period. If it were in the past, Liang Jinxiao would definitely not have such a feeling. Zhao Yun and Liang Jinxiao sped up and casually prepared a few dishes. Lunch was soon ready. After lunch, Zhao Yun went back from the third house. The men rested for a while and then went to the foundation. Not long after Zhao Yun went back, Mulan came over. The two of them chatted as they prepared breakfast. Mulan couldn't help but sigh. I feel that Mu Hin has been strange these 2 days. She feels a little uneasy. When I talk to her often, she can't hear me. It's as if she's thinking about something. Did something happen? Zhao Yun asked with concern. Mulan shook her head. I don't know. He didn't say much when I asked him. Then, Mulan sighed. This lass has always been like this. She likes to keep everything to herself and doesn't like to tell others. Since she doesn't want to talk, then there's nothing you can do. Sister-in-law Mulan, didn't you observe? Mulan shook her head. I have so many things to do every day. How can I have the time to observe her? Sigh, this girl. Alright, Sister Mulan, it shouldn't be a big deal. Otherwise, she would definitely tell you. Yes, yes. Mulan nodded, but she was still worried. The truth was similar to what Zhao Yun said. It was not a big deal, but it was not a small matter either. In the past few days, Zhu Daniu showed concern for Mu Hin every 2 to 3 days. His concern made Mu Hin a little nervous. If it was Zhu Sanlu, it would be fine. If she was perverted, Mu Hin could say it out loud. She would ask her brother-in-law to teach Zhu Sanlu a lesson. However, in the face of Zhu Dainiu's concern, Mu Hin felt that it was not appropriate for her to say it. From time to time, Zhu Dainiu would ask about her well-being, and then he would come to her side. He was very close to her, but he did not touch her. This feeling made her hate it even more. Chapter 933. Then she realized that something was amiss. Why was Zhu Dainiu even more attentive than her own daughter-in-law? They were both fetching water, but Madame Qi couldn't get Zhu Dainiu to help her. However, Zhu Dainiu was attentive enough to help her carry the water. He even kept praising her beauty by her ear. There was no point in doing this. How could he do such things and say such things? Because of this, Madame Qi would stare at her with jealousy every time she saw Zhu Dainiu fawning over her. Then she would hit and scold her, calling her a seductive vixen. Her elder sister and brother-in-law naturally didn't know about Madame Qi's insults, and Mu Hin didn't want to talk about it either. After all, Zhu Dainiu was different from Zhu Sanlu. Mu Hin was afraid, so her elder sister and brother-in-law fought with Zhu Dainiu because of her. Wasn't that equivalent to fighting with the entire family Zhu? The moment she arrived, the entire Zhu family was in a state of chaos. If word got out, she would be ridiculed to death. As long as Zhu Dainiu didn't do anything inappropriate to her, Mu Hin felt that she could just muddle along. As for Zhu Dainiu, she didn't have any feelings for Zhu Dainiu at all. Naturally, she wouldn't respond to his attentiveness. Of course, she didn't want to ruin his family either. It was normal for Madame Qi to be jealous and scold her. Most women would get angry. Sigh. Mulan sighed again. Zhao Yun couldn't help but ask, "Sister-in-law Mu Hin, what's wrong with you?" "Actually, it's nothing much. I'm just thinking about when the new house will be ready so that I can move in sooner. It's inconvenient for such a big family to be squeezed into one house." Zhao Yun understood what Mulan meant and couldn't help but tease her. "Sister-in-law Mulan, can I tell you that you look like you're not satisfied with what you want right now?" Mulan was stunned. "No. I don't think so." "Huh, sister-in-law Mulan, is it because you haven't had sex with Brother Eru for a long time after Mu Hin came here?" This question made Mulan blush, but Mulan didn't deny it. It's been a few days. Eru and the others were busy working on the land. They were very busy, so they went to bed early when they came back. He would have fallen asleep before Mu Hin fell asleep. How would he have the chance to do that? Hearing Mulan's words, Zhao Yun couldn't help but smile. Mulan's words clearly revealed the appearance of a woman who was not satisfied in a certain aspect. She had underestimated Mulan's needs in certain areas, however, it was understandable. In their 20s, this was the time when they were young and energetic. Their hormones were also exuberant. In addition, Mulan often received Zhu Eru's nourishment before. Now that it was suddenly cut off, Zhao Yun joked. "Sister-in-law Mulan, do you want me to find you a strong man to serve you?" Mulan quickly waved her hand. "No need." "Yun, aren't you harming me by doing this?" Zhang Cui was pitiful enough today. "I don't want to end up like her. I have Eru, and that's enough. It's okay if I don't do that." "Huh, Mulan, look at how nervous you are. I won't really find you a strong man." Zhao Yun laughed even louder. "I know." "Yun, At this moment, Saner suddenly ran over and anxiously said to Zhao Yun, Daodu's mother, something happened to Daodu. Zhao Yun's heart suddenly tightened. She quickly asked, "What happened to Daodu?" Chapter 934. Zhao Yun's mind went blank for a moment, then she hurriedly followed Saner. Daodu fell into the pond. How did he fall into the pond? She had told Daodu to be careful at the water's edge. Zhao Yun was extremely anxious. She prayed in her heart that nothing would happen to Daodu. Mu Lianfeng had just died. If something happened to Daodu now, she didn't know what to do. Zhao Yun ran in a hurry. Her feet were like the wind, and even Mulan couldn't catch up with her. When she reached the pond, Zhao Yun found that Daodu had already been rescued, but his face was ashen. Zhao Ping, and Qin Yuan were standing beside him, as well as Lu Lei, who was dripping wet. From the looks of it, Lu Lei had gone into the river to pull Daodu out of the water. Zhao Yun looked at Lu Lei gratefully. "Brother Lu, thank you." Lu Lei looked at Zhao Yun apologetically. "Yun, it's all my fault. I didn't have time to save Daodu." Seeing Daodu's situation, it wasn't optimistic. If they were a step earlier, Daodu would probably still be fine. They might not be able to save him now. "Brother Lei, thank you so much. You don't have to blame yourself." Zhao Yun's lips trembled as she spoke. Then, she began to perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on Daodu, who was on the ground. Looking at the little person on the ground, Zhao Yun's heart tightened. He didn't know if mouth-to-mouth resuscitation would work, but he didn't have any other methods. The people who came to see what was going on kept hiding. They were all shouting that Daodu had fallen into the water and drowned. The deaths of 10 people in the village wasn't a small matter, so the curious villagers kept running over to see what was going on. Zhao Ping watched from the side and said coldly, "This little bastard will definitely die today." Zhao Ping's voice wasn't loud, so Zhao Yun didn't hear it. If she heard Zhao Ping say that, Zhao Yun would definitely go up and slap her a few times. As for Daodu, although Zhao Ping was her aunt, Zhao Ping didn't think much of it. She didn't think that Daodu was her family. Seeing Daodu like this, as well as Zhao Yun's anxious appearance, he was somewhat gloating. Thinking that it must be God dealing with Zhao Yun and Zhao Yun this little bastard. Daodu's words SSSS Zhao. How could her own sister's child say something like this? Did she have any compassion at all? Actually, when Daodu fell into the water, Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan were at the side, but they didn't help Daodu. Firstly, it was because Zhao Ping didn't want to, and secondly, Qin Yuan himself was a little scared. He wasn't very good at swimming. What if he lost his life before reaching Daodu? After a while, he saw Lu Lei come over. With a splash, he jumped into the river and rescued Daodu. But when Lu Lei came over, Daodu had been struggling in the water for a while and had eaten a lot of water in his stomach. By the time he was picked up, Daodu had already fainted and was unconscious. Qin Yuan looked at such a pitiful child and suddenly felt a little guilty. If he had jumped in time, he might have saved Daodu's life. But it was too late to think about this now. Qin Yuan snorted at Zhao Ping. It said that women are the most vicious. Zhao Ping, how can you be so cruel to your sister's son? Chapter 935. In order to salvage her image in Qin Yuan's heart, Zhao Ping stuttered and hurriedly explained, "Yuan Gij, it's not what you think. I'm telling the truth. You don't know, but Daodu is Zhao Yun's little bastard with another man," Qin Yuan said coldly. "If I remember correctly, Daodu is the heir apparent's child." "What little bastard? Aren't you afraid that the heir apparent will come back and cut your tongue?" The more Qin Yuan thought about it, the more he despised Zhao Ping. She was ugly, stupid, and vicious. Most importantly, she didn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. She was just like a retard. Compared to Zhao Xinhui, Zhao Ping couldn't even compare to Zhao Xinhui's finger. Zhao Yun exerted all her strength to apply pressure on Daodu's chest. Lu Lei stood nervously at the side, wanting to see if Daodu could be saved. He was naturally looking forward to it, but Daodu's situation was really uncertain. The surrounding villagers all felt that Daodu couldn't be saved. Looking at Daodu's complexion, they knew that he had choked on a lot of water. Previously, the other children in the village were in the same situation as Daodu, but that child couldn't be saved in the end. Old Zhao's family also rushed over after hearing the news. Zhao Yun was extremely anxious, but she forced herself to calm down. She couldn't be anxious, she couldn't be anxious. If she was anxious, there might really be no way to save Daodu. Zhao Yun worked for a while. Finally, Daodu coughed violently and spat out all the water in his stomach. Seeing that Daodu was slowly waking up, Zhao Yun's heart finally settled down. Daodu, are you okay? Daodu? Zhao Yun asked anxiously. Mother. Daodu is fine, he's just a little uncomfortable. Daodu said as he coughed violently. It's good that you're fine. Zhao Yun touched Daodu's little face. Because of fear, her hands were still trembling non-stop. Mother. Daodu thought that he wouldn't be able to see you again. Daodu's little body was trembling in Zhao Yun's arms. It looked like Daodu was also scared. Zhao Yun patted Daodu and comforted him. Daodu, don't be afraid. Mother is here. How can you not see mother's as mother? Whoa. Daodu choked with sobs. It looked like Daodu was scared out of his wits. Lu Lei said from the side, take Daodu back. Give him a change of clothes and let him have a good rest. Zhao Yun agreed. The weather wasn't very hot yet, and people who fell into the water were still cold. She had to make some ginger soup later to warm up Lu Lei and Daodu's bodies. Zhao Yun was about to carry Daodu back when Lu Lei stepped forward and said, Yun, let me do it. Daodu's body is wet now. If you carry him, you'll probably get wet too. Anyway, I'm soaked, so it's fine if I carry him. Zhao Yun didn't refuse and allowed Lu Lei to carry Daodu back. The surrounding villagers were stunned. They thought that Daodu couldn't be saved, but they didn't expect Zhao Yun to be so capable to save Daodu. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, who would believe it? He's already choked like that, but she still saved him. Isn't that right? So many people fell into the water and couldn't be saved. That's right, that's right. Normal people can't save him. Chapter 936. It's normal that he can't be seduced. After all, Daodu is the son of the heir. He's different from ordinary people. The son of the heir is the most common person in the family. He's not an ordinary person. Even the king of hell wouldn't dare to seduce a little heir. How magical. Daodu is blessed by the heavens. The villagers chattered and talked about it, making it sound like it was a miracle. Zhao Yun didn't have such thoughts. Hearing the villagers' discussion, she hurriedly returned to her house with Lu Lei. After Lu Lei put Daodu down, Zhao Yun hurriedly changed Daodu's clothes. She couldn't let Daodu catch a cold. Brother Lei, thank you so much for today. If it weren't for you, Daodu would probably really. Zhao Yun didn't dare to finish her sentence. By the time she rushed over, it would definitely be too late. Lu Lei smiled and said, Yun, you don't have to be so polite with me. I just happened to pass by. Speaking of which, Daodu's luck is still good. Brother Lei, go back and change your clothes first. Don't catch a cold too. I'll send the ginger soup over to you later. Lu Lei waved his hand, no need, Yun, There's no need to trouble yourself. Zhao Yun insisted, Brother Lei, it's only right. Don't say that there's no need. You're soaked in so much water. You must be cold. It's better to drink some ginger soup. It can warm your body. At least you won't catch a cold. After all, Lu Lei's body was so wet because he was saving Daodu. If Lu Lei was sick, she would definitely feel bad. Seeing Zhao Yun's insistence, Lu Lei could only nod. All right then. I'll go back and change my clothes first. Zhao Yun nodded. Zhao Yun went to the kitchen and cooked some ginger soup. She hurriedly sent it over to Daodu. Daodu was curled up in his bed, trembling violently. Come, Daodu, have some ginger soup. Zhao Yun called out. Daodu came over obediently. Okay, mother. Daodu held the bowl and drank carefully. Zhao Yun warned Daodu not to go to the river to play in the future. If such a thing happened, he might not be so lucky next time. When Daodu heard that Zhao Yun would not be able to go to the river to play in the future, his expression became a little desolate. Zhao Yun stroked Daodu's head. Mother can find something better for you. Daodu looked up at Zhao Yun. Mother, is that true? Of course it's true. Why would I lie to you? When he heard Zhao Yun's words, a smile appeared on Daodu's little face. After a while, Liang Jinxiao rushed over and asked about Daodu's situation. After confirming that Daodu was fine, Liang Jinxiao was relieved. When he heard the news about Daodu, Liang Jinxiao was also frightened. When he rushed to the pond, Daodu and Zhao Yun were nowhere to be seen. Only then did he know that Daodu and Zhao Yun were back. At this time, Mulan and San also came over. Mulan, San just told me that when Daodu fell into the water, your sister Pinger and your future brother-in-law were next to him. San asked them to save him, but they ignored him. When Mulan heard San tell her about this, she was simply stunned. So she immediately rushed over and told Zhao Yun about this matter. When Zhao Yun heard this, her eyes also sank. When Daodu fell into the water, my sister Pinger and my future brother-in-law were next to him? Zhao Yun confirmed with San Chapter 937. San was also very angry. She looked indignant. Zhao Yun's brows immediately furrowed. This Zhao Ping, did she still have any humanity left? Daodu was at least related to her by blood. How could he be so heartless as to stand by and do nothing? There was also that Qin Yuan. Zhao Pinger didn't know how to swim, so there was no need to mention that. He was a man. How could he not save her? Zhao Yun almost vomited blood because of these two weirdos. How could there be such people? Liang Jinxiao frowned and looked at Zhao Yun. She knew that Zhao Yun must be very angry now. Not to mention Zhao Yun, even she was very angry. I'll settle the score with them later. Zhao Yun said coldly. Zhao Yun thanked San San thank you for telling me about this. Also, thank you for informing me. San smiled shyly. Aunt Yun, you're welcome. Zhao Yun asked Liang Jinxia to help take care of Daodu while she prepared to deliver the ginger soup to Lu Lei. She could not wait for the ginger soup to turn cold before drinking it. By then, it would not have any effect. When Zhao Yun arrived at Lu Lei's house with the ginger soup, she saw the figure of a girl busying herself. She washed Lu Lei's clothes and put them on a bamboo pole to dry. This girl was none other than Xiao Hong. Seeing Xiao Hong's back, Zhao Yun could not help but frown. Why was this woman so attentive to strolling around Lu Lei's house? She did not know how to avoid arousing suspicion. Or perhaps she did not even think about it. After all, she was thinking about Lu Lei. If gossip spread, it would be more beneficial to her. Then she could find an excuse to marry Lu Lei. Lu Lei changed his clothes and walked out of the house. Seeing Xiao Hong's busy figure, she said, "Sorry to trouble you." Xiao Hong smiled shyly and said, "It's okay, brother Lei Zi. Why are you being so polite with me? The clothes are done. Do you want to leave first?" Lu Lei asked carefully. This was because he knew that Zhao Yuner was coming over to give him the ginger soup. If Xiaofan continued to stay here, she would inevitably be seen by Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner might misunderstand something. Hearing Lu Lei's sudden words, Xiaofan thought that Lu Lei despised her, so she looked at Lu Lei sadly. "Brother Lu. Why are you in such a hurry to chase me away?" "No, nothing. I just feel that it's not good for you to stay in my house for too long," Lu Lei replied, but he felt a little guilty. "Big brother Lu. Haven't I been coming here all this time? You didn't say that before. Why did you suddenly say that?" Lu Lei suddenly did not know what to say. He could not tell Xiaofan that he was afraid that Zhao Yuner would misunderstand. Although it was not the first time that Zhao Yuner had misunderstood, it was indeed not good for her to misunderstand again. Lu Lei frowned and hesitated for a moment before saying, "Xiaofan. You're a girl. It's inevitable that people will misunderstand you if you keep coming here. When people start gossiping, it's your reputation that's bad. If we're not together, I can't possibly hold you back." Xiaofang's eyes darkened when she heard that. "But big brother Lu. People are already talking about us. Big brother Lu. All this time, I thought you had accepted me. Why are you still like this now?" Xiaofang's tone sounded a little aggrieved, as if she was complaining about Lu Lei. Chapter 938. Lu Lei was stunned. He didn't expect Xiaofan to say that. Wasn't he unable to reject her previously? Xiaofan had clung to him so passionately that he was too embarrassed to reject her. In addition, Lu Lei couldn't bear to be too cold to her after what Xiaofan had said to him previously. He didn't expect Xiaofan to be the one who didn't make her attitude clear from the start. "Brother Lei, everyone in the village thinks that I'm your woman. If you don't want me, who knows how they'll laugh at me," Xiaofan said bitterly. It had to be said that Xiaofang's acting skills were very good. When she pretended to be so pitiful, it really made one's heart ache. When Lu Lei heard Xiaofang's words, he naturally had to take responsibility if Xiaofang's reputation was affected. "Xiaofan. I haven't decided if I want to marry you, brother Lu, we're not young anymore. If we drag this on, I'm afraid the villagers will laugh at me." Xiaofan looked at Lu Lei pleadingly after she finished speaking. Lu Lei didn't know how to respond. Xiaofan, Zhao Yun saw Lu Lei's expression and guessed that he probably didn't want to. This Xiaofan was really interesting, it was the first time she saw such a shameless woman. Zhao Yun couldn't stand it anymore. She walked over and said sarcastically to Xiaofan, "I've seen people throw themselves at him, but this is the first time I've seen someone throw themselves at him like you." Xiaofan didn't expect Zhao Yun to suddenly come over. Thinking that Zhao Yun heard what she said just now, Xiaofan felt embarrassed and angry. You always come over so eagerly because you want others to talk about you and Lu Lei. This way, Lu Lei won't be able to stand the villagers' gossip, so he'll take responsibility for you. Xiaofan, you're really good at scheming. No wonder you don't mind coming over to him every day." Zhao Yun exposed her mercilessly. Xiaofang's face turned red from Zhao Yun's words. "You." Xiaofang gritted her teeth and glared at Zhao Yun fiercely. This B**tch actually said that about her. This was too much. "Yuner." Lu Lei didn't expect Zhao Yuner to suddenly come over, so he called out softly. Seeing the tension between Zhao Yuner and Xiaofan, Lu Lei frowned worriedly. What should I do now? He did not want any conflict between Zhao Yuner and Xiaofan. After all, it was because of her. People need face, trees need bark. "Xiaofan, aren't you afraid that others will laugh at you for doing this?" Zhao Yun continued to ridicule. "What right do you have to say that about me?" Xiaofan asked angrily. Zhao Yun shrugged. "No reason. I just couldn't help but say it when I saw how despicable some people were. You, Brother Lei, this is ginger soup. Drink it quickly. Don't catch a cold. Zhao Yun handed the ginger soup to Lu Lei after scolding Xiaofan. Okay. Lu Lei took it and thanked her. Xiaofan saw that Lu Lei's gaze was much gentler when he looked at Zhao Yuner than when he looked at her. Jealousy rose in her heart. Chapter 939. Zhao Yun's expression darkened even more when she heard that. When had she ever refused to let go of her tears? She had clearly told Lu Lei a long time ago that her heart was not with him, and she had never stopped Lu Lei from dating other girls. But it was obvious that Lu Lei had no feelings for Xiaofan. It was Xiaofang's fault for trying to get close to Lu Lei. Heh, Xiaofan, why don't you ask Brother Lu if I'm keeping him? Lu Lei hurriedly said, Xiaofan, don't say that about Yun. She never said that she wanted to be with me. It's just my wishful thinking. When Xiaofan heard that, her eyes revealed a lot of bitterness. Why was it like this? She had been taking care of Lu Lei for so long, but he was still thinking about another woman in his heart. And this woman was Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun sighed and reminded Lu Lei, Brother Lei, look carefully. If you really don't want to be with her, then avoid her when you should. If you want to be with her, just pretend that I didn't say anything. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she turned around and said to Xiaofan, let me give you a piece of advice. A man's heart is not with you. Even if you use some special method to keep him by your side, he still doesn't love you. With that, Zhao Yun turned and left. Looking at Xiaofan, this B***tch, made her feel terrible. Looking at Zhao Yun's arrogant back as she left, Xiaofan gritted her teeth in hatred. Zhao Yun, this B***tch. She didn't believe that she couldn't snatch Lu Lei to her side through her method. Zhao Yun, don't underestimate her. Lu Lei listened to Zhao Yun's words. He looked in the direction that Zhao Yun left, and then looked at Xiaofan. Xiaofan, why don't you not come here in the future before I think it through? I will consider you, but I'm not sure. To protect your reputation, it's better that you don't come here for the time being. These words sounded rather sarcastic to Xiaofang's ears. Huh. Big Brother Lu. I'm afraid it's too late for you to say that. Do I still have a reputation? It's gone, right? I reckon that other than you, no one else will marry me. After Xiaofan finished speaking, she wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and ran off, feeling aggrieved. Lu Lei's heart suddenly ached, and endless guilt emerged in his heart. At the end of the day, he was responsible. It was because his attitude had not been clear that he had given Xiaofan the wrong impression. However, the current situation seemed to be irreparable. Zhao Yuna returned home and checked on Daodu. With proper recuperation, Daodu should be fine. Zhao Yuna was going to settle accounts with Zhao Ping'er and Qin Yuan. These two heartless things should at least be caught and scolded a few times. At this moment, Zhao Ping'er and Qin Yuan strolled over to old Zhao's land. Looking at Qin Yuan's busy back view, Zhao Ping'er sat on a rock at the side, cupping her face as she watched. The more she looked, the more she felt that Qin Yuan was exceptionally good-looking even when he was working. Big Brother Yuan is indeed a natural beauty. Zhao Ping'er was infatuated as she watched Qin Yuan's figure. Qin Yuan was unbearably tired at this moment because Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were ordering him to work. Even if he wanted to slack off, he did not have the opportunity to do so. Chapter 940. Huff, huff. Qin Yuan took a few deep breaths. Just as he was about to sit down and rest after moving the stones, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui shouted at him again. Qin Yuan, hurry up and pile up the stones. Do we still have to pile them up after moving them here? Qin Yuan asked. Of course. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Just do as I tell you to. Qin Yuan pursed his lips, feeling aggrieved. Oh, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui were really not afraid of exhausting him to death. Even if he could do such tiring work at home, he had to go to Zhao Ping's house to suffer. The more he thought about it, the angrier Qin Yuan became. He blamed everything on Zhao Ping. When he turned around, he saw Zhao Ping, holding her ugly face and looking at him in a daze. Qin Yuan felt nauseous and quickly looked away. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui mocked Qin Yuan when they saw him working. You little rascal, you can't even use your strength when working. That's right. You're eating for nothing. You're so big, but you're useless. You're better off working in Tianan. I really don't know what eldest sister and brother-in-law are thinking. He's poor, but he doesn't have any skills. Are we going to rely on him to eat in the future? Isn't that the case? Since Zhao Wenhua was not around, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui started to whisper to each other. However, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui's whispers still reached Qin Yuan's ears. Qin Yuan clenched his fists tightly when he heard this. But this was too much. Was he that lousy? Today, Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui said that he was lousy. He was more than enough to match that ugly woman, Zhao Ping. Did they not know what Zhao Ping was like? Did they think that just because the third branch had some money, Zhao Ping would be able to get married? Qin Yuan suddenly smashed the stone on the ground. I quit. In any case, he would be nagged when he was working, so it was better for him to just rest at the side. Qin Yuan clapped his hands and turned to leave. Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui started nagging again when they saw that Qin Yuan had suddenly stopped working. This brat, seriously. He's even throwing a tantrum. You're actually not working anymore. We pay so much every day, how can we not work? Liang Jinshun turned to Zhao Wenhua and said, Brother-in-law, look at your future son-in-law. He's slacking off again. Hearing Liang Jinshun's complaint, Zhao Wenhua sighed. Uncle Yuner, forget it. Let him rest and talk to Ping. Brother-in-law, how can we do that? Sigh, he's just a child. Don't take it to heart. Brother-in-law, you are really magnanimous. If my future son-in-law was like this, I would definitely scold him. Since he's here to work, how can he slack off? Zhao Ping heard Liang Jinshun's complaints and said angrily to Liang Jinshun, Uncle, big brother Yuan has already been busy for a while. Can't you let him rest? Seriously. Pinger, you really know how to protect this future husband of yours. You even know how to feel sorry for him. Liang Jinshun's words had a hint of mockery. An unmarried lady who did not know how to be shy all day long. She had not even married yet, and her life was already revolving around this man. Chapter 941. Liang Jinshun glanced at the beads of sweat on Qin Yuan's forehead and couldn't help but laugh. I say, Ping, lass, what's this little bit of sweat? Can't you see that we're all drenched? Our backs are all sweaty. Liang Jinhui also replied from the side, yeah, Ping, lass, who isn't tired from working? Our backs are all drenched, and we didn't even get to rest. He's just sweating a little. Look at how distressed you are. Isn't that right? If everyone is like this, then they should just stop working. That's right, that's right. When Zhao Ping heard that, she had an impulse to kill someone. Her eldest uncle and second uncle were really too much. How could they be like this? Weren't they clearly accusing Qin Yuan of slacking off? The more Zhao Ping thought about it, the angrier she got. Weren't her eldest uncle and second uncle deliberately picking on her? Zhao Ping glanced at Qin Yuan and realized that his expression was very uncomfortable. It looked like he was angry. Big brother Yuan. Zhao Ping was afraid that Qin Yuan had been wronged. Zhao Wenhua sighed and said to Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui, "Forget it. He's just a child. I didn't expect him to do much work anyway. You guys don't have to say any more." Only then did Liang Jinshun and Liang Jinhui stop nagging. Zhao Wenhua didn't want to say anything more about Qin Yuan and let him be. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan with heartache. She immediately took out her handkerchief and prepared to wipe the sweat on Qin Yuan's forehead. However, she was rejected by Qin Yuan in disdain. "No need. Big brother Yuan, it's better to wipe the sweat." Qin Yuan looked at Qin Yuan with heartache. Qin Yuan frowned and said to Zhao Ping, "I'll do it myself." "Okay then." Zhao Ping sighed. She was a little sad that Qin Yuan had given her the cold shoulder. At this moment, Mu Hin happened to pass by with a kettle in his hand. This kettle was newly bought. When Mu Hin passed by old Zhao's land, he hid far away, fearing that he would bump into Zhao Tianan and Zhao Ping. She had suffered a loss for nothing once, and she did not want to suffer a second time. When Zhao Tianan saw Mu Hin coming over, he wanted to apologize to Mu Hin, but he saw Mu Hin hiding far away as if he was avoiding the plague. Mu Hin's footsteps were very fast. He lowered his head, looking nervous and cautious. Seeing this, Zhao Tianan could only sigh. He would wait for an opportunity to apologize to Mu Hin later on. Zhao Ping was not in the mood to care about Mu Hin this time because Qin Yuan was beside her. When Mu Hin brought the water over, she saw that Zhu Eru was tired and covered in sweat. She could not help but feel sorry for him. "Brother-in-law, why don't I help you?" Mu Hin asked. If she helped, although she could not do much heavy work, she could at least help Zhu Eru a little. Zhu Eru smiled and shook his head. He said to Mu Hin, "Silly girl, this work is done by men. It doesn't make sense for a girl to do it. Just go back and help your sister." Mu Hin hesitated for a while. When she saw that Zhu Eru's back was soaked, she sighed and said, "Okay then, brother-in-law. Why don't you take a rest first? I brought you some water. Drink some." Zhu Eru thought for a while, nodded, and put down the shovel in his hand. "Okay, let's sit aside and drink some water." "Okay." As they spoke, the two of them sat down on a rock at the side. Zhu Eru took a deep breath. Chapter 942. It was just that it would cost money to find a bricklayer. Zhu Eru was now saving money where he could. Most of the things that he could solve alone would be solved by himself. If there was something that he couldn't solve, then there was really no other way. He wasn't afraid of being tired. Although it was a little slow to work alone, after all, he could save a lot of money. Unlike Zhao Yun's family, they called a lot of people to help as soon as they started work. At this time, a beautiful figure came from not far away. This person was Ma Xiaofan. After her mother said those words yesterday, Ma Xiaofan was afraid that Zhao Tianan would give up on her after hearing it. After all, she intended to be with Zhao Tianan in her heart. Not to mention that Zhao Tianan was very honest and good-looking, the most important thing was that his family was well off. After Zhao Yun's house was built, she could almost marry over. Then she would live in a big, very comfortable brick house, much more comfortable than her family's adobe house. Before, when she was at odds with Zhao Tianan and angry with Zhao Tianan, she was just angry with Zhao Tianan. She didn't let him get too close to other girls, lest he be bewitched. In the end, it was just a tactic of hers. For men, you couldn't be too enthusiastic. It would make him feel that it was only you. Sometimes, when you threw a tantrum, it made men anxious. After forgiving them again, they would cherish you more. This kind of indifference was the best way to capture a man's heart. Ma Xiaofan saw through it. Since her mother said those words, Zhao Tianan would definitely be discouraged. At this time, she had to come over to Zhao Tianan and talk to Zhao Tianan again, so that Zhao Tianan wouldn't give up on her easily. Zhao Tianan was an honest person. If she coaxed him well, Zhao Tianan would probably be willing to take out the money. No matter what, she had to hold on to Zhao Tianan. If he could find Zhao Tianan now, he could only go to Zhao Yun's land. He couldn't go to Zhao Yun's house. When Ma Xiaofan came over, Zhao Ping saw her. She smiled and called out to Ma Xiaofan, "Xiaofan, you're here. Are you looking for my brother Tianan?" Ma Xiaofan nodded shyly. Zhao Ping replied with a look of understanding. Seeing her brother and Ma Xiaofan together, Zhao Ping was very happy. Therefore, as his elder sister, she would definitely try her best to matchmake them if she could. Zhao Ping called out to Zhao Tianan. "Tianan, come here quickly. Xiaofan is here to see you." Zhao Tianan heard Zhao Ping calling out to him, and also heard that Ma Xiaofan was looking for him. His entire body stiffened. He didn't know if he should go and look for Ma Xiaofan. After all, he liked Ma Xiaofan. Knowing that Ma Xiaofan came to look for him, he naturally couldn't wait to see Ma Xiaofan. If it was in the past, he would have immediately put down the work at hand and rushed over. Now, he was considering it. If he went over, he would probably have an unbreakable and messy relationship with Ma Xiaofan. However, he couldn't take out the 50 taels of silver. Too much contact with Ma Xiaofan would only delay Ma Xiaofan. After this dilemma, Zhao Tianan finally decided to forget about it and not go over. Thus, he said to Zhao Ping, eldest sister, I still have work to do. Zhao Ping was a little disappointed. What work? Xiaofan is here. Why aren't you taking a look? Don't regret it when Xiaofan leaves. Chapter 943. What he meant was that Zhao Ping shouldn't rush him, and Zhao Tianan shouldn't delay his work just to see Ma Xiaofan. When Zhao Wenhua spoke, Zhao Ping pouted in complaint but didn't say anything. Zhao Tianan followed Zhao Wenhua and responded, Sis, Dad is right. I'd better get to work first. Ma Xiaofan smiled and said considerately to Zhao Ping, Sister Ping, it's okay. Let Tianan work first. I'm not in a hurry. I'll just wait for him here. Ma Xiaofang's words were very considerate of Zhao Tianan. When Zhao Tianan heard this, he opened his mouth to say that Ma Xiaofan didn't need to pay attention to him and could go back by herself. Unfortunately, he couldn't bring himself to say this. After thinking about it, he decided to forget it. He would work a little more. When Ma Xiaofan waited for a long time, she would naturally go back by herself. Zhao Ping smiled and responded, Okay then. Xiaofan, we can have a chat. After saying that, Zhao Ping said to Zhao Tianan, Tianan, did you see that? Xiaofan is so nice to you. Hurry up and get to work. Don't let her wait for too long. Zhao Tianan responded faintly. He was a little restless. Zhao Ping intimately pulled Ma Xiaofan to the side to sit down and chattered non-stop. Ma Xiaofan was a little annoyed by Zhao Ping's chatter and scolded Zhao Ping for being an idiot. She wasn't in the mood to listen to Zhao Ping. Ma Xiaofang's gaze fell on Mu Hin, who wasn't far away. She was wondering why Zhao Tianan didn't like to talk to her today. Besides what her mother said, was it also related to Mu Hin? If that was the case, would Zhao Tianan fall in love with someone else? Ma Xiaofang knew that a man's heart was the easiest to change. Although Zhao Tianan used to like her, Mu Hin wasn't bad after all. He was quite good-looking, even prettier than her. Now that Mu Hin brought water over from time to time, she had the opportunity to hang out with Zhao Tianan. Therefore, Mu Hin was still a little dangerous for Ma Xiaofeng. Perhaps Zhao Tianan would fall in love with Mu Hin after seeing her every day. Zhao Ping saw that Ma Xiaofeng ignored her when she spoke, so she followed Ma Xiaofeng's gaze to Mu Hin. At this time, Mu Hin and Zhu Eru sat opposite each other. He poured a glass of cold water for Zhu Eru, and Zhu Eru drank it in one gulp. After drinking a lot of water in one gulp, Zhu Eru felt a lot more comfortable. He worked hard and sweated a lot, so he needed to constantly replenish his body with water. Looking at the beads of sweat on Zhu Eru's forehead, Mu Hin took out a handkerchief and wiped it for Zhu Eru. "Brother-in-law, wipe your sweat. You should rest for a while more. You're sweating too much." "Okay." Zhao Eru answered without hesitation and smiled at Mu Hin. This scene just happened to fall into Zhao Pinger's eyes. When Zhao Pinger saw this, she couldn't help but mock and ridicule, "This be asterisk tch. She really is a be asterisk tch. How could there be such a person? Seducing others is one thing, but look at her. She actually seduced her own brother-in-law." Ma Xiaofeng's eyes lit up. "Ping, don't talk nonsense. She might not be seducing her brother-in-law. Maybe she just feels sorry for him." On the surface, Ma Xiaofeng was defending Mu Hin, but it made Zhao Ping more certain that Mu Hin was seducing Zhu Eru. Chapter 944. After that, Zhao Ping's eyes fell on Mu Hin again. It's her older sister who feels sorry for her brother-in-law. Look, she acted so intimately in front of so many people. She's so shameless. Her older sister didn't see it. If she did, she'd be furious. We can't have such a person in our village. No, I have to talk to other people in the village and see if she still has the face to walk around in the village. Thinking that Mu Hin would be scolded if the gossip spread, Zhao Ping felt satisfied. Ma Xiaofeng frowned and asked, "Ping, I don't think it's a good idea. After all, we don't have any evidence. What if they come to our door? How can we explain it to them?" Zhao Ping snorted again. "Xiaofeng, what evidence do you need? We saw it with our own eyes, didn't we? Do you think we've wronged her?" "But, Xiaofeng, don't say but. I'll talk to them. If they come to cause trouble later, I'll take the responsibility. Anyway, we have to let people know the real face of this bitch and let Tianan see it clearly," Zhao Pinger said angrily. Ma Xiaofeng's eyes flashed with a hint of schadenfreude. Ma Xiaofeng knew that Zhao Pinger wouldn't be able to do anything good, but her ability to stir up trouble and spread rumors was not to be underestimated. She wanted to see how miserable Mu Hin would be when the time came. Gossip was a terrible thing. Sometimes, these hurtful rumors were even worse than a fight. "Ping, fine. I don't want to get involved in this kind of thing. I don't want Tianan to think it was my idea," Ma Xiaofeng said in a low voice. Zhao Ping patted Ma Xiaofeng's shoulder and said to Ma Xiaofeng, "Xiaofeng, what are you thinking about? Of course, it wasn't your idea. I was the one who did it." "Sure," Ma Xiaofeng said, then turned to look at Zhao Tianan. Why didn't Zhao Tianan have any intention of resting after working for so long? She was a little anxious from waiting, and her heart was faintly worried. Was Zhao Tianan doing this on purpose and deliberately ignoring her? Ouch! Qin Yuan called out softly. Zhao Ping hurriedly asked, "Big brother Yuan, what's wrong with you?" Qin Yuan frowned and said, "My back hurts." Waist pain? Zhao Ping immediately panicked. "Big brother Yuan, what do we do then? Was he injured? Let me show you." Saying that, Zhao Ping wanted to lift up Qin Yuan's clothes to see what was wrong with Qin Yuan's waist. Qin Yuan shouted loudly, "Zhao Ping, what are you doing?" Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan pitifully and said, "Big brother Yuan, I'm just here to see how your waist is. Qin Yuan felt that he was about to die from anger because of Zhao Ping. Why are you lifting up my clothes? Zhao Ping met Qin Yuan's fierce eyes and felt a little scared. Big brother Yuan, if I don't lift up your clothes, how can I see what's wrong with your waist? Qin Yuan felt that there was a mouthful of blood in his chest, and he almost spat it out. Zhao Ping, you idiot, he really couldn't stand it anymore. Zhao Ping, my waist was just sprained when I was working. What can you see from it? Besides, you're a girl. Don't you think that you're a little too shameless? How can you lift up a man's clothes in public? Chapter 945. Brother Yuan, I'm just concerned about you. Qin Yuan glared at Zhao Ping. Concerned about me? Is this how you should be concerned about me? Aren't you afraid of being laughed at by others? Zhao Ping, you're really interesting. Zhao Ping, was scolded by Qin Yuan and didn't even dare to breathe loudly. She could only put on an aggrieved face. Brother Yuan, please don't be angry. I won't dare to do it again. Isn't this enough? Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping, with disgust. He was too lazy to say another word to Zhao Ping. This stupid woman, it's useless to say another word. Brother Yuan, can I help you rub it? It'll be much better if I rub it a little. Zhao Ping looked at Qin Yuan again and suggested. Qin Yuan was unwilling to let Zhao Ping, touch him. He felt uncomfortable just by touching her. It's okay. I'm fine. Zhao Yun curled her lips and could only nod. Well. All right then. Brother Yuan, you can rub it by yourself. You don't have to do any work later. My father is really too much. You just came here and he already made you do heavy work. Seeing Zhao Ping's distressed expression, Ma Xiaofan thought that Zhao Ping was really a weirdo. She didn't know why Zhao Ping would treat such a useless man like him as a treasure. He had only done a little work, but he was already exhausted. If he had to do more work, it would be even worse. She reckoned that after he got married, he wouldn't be able to do that kind of work in the future. Okay. Qin Yuan answered indifferently. If it wasn't for the fact that he didn't have to come, he wouldn't have come to help. It was his mother who encouraged him to come. In addition, he could eat some delicious food at Zhao Yun's house. That was why Qin Yuan agreed. At this time, Zhao Yun walked over from afar with a sullen face. Ma Xiaofan was a little nervous when she saw Zhao Yun. She ran over at this time. In Zhao Yun's opinion, she must be seducing her brother. Zhao Yun saw Zhao Ping, Qin Yuan, and Ma Xiaofan from afar. Although there was a hint of disgust in Zhao Yun's eyes when she saw Ma Xiaofan, Zhao Yun wasn't in the mood to bicker with Ma Xiaofan. This time, he came over to ask if Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan still had any conscience. Seeing Zhao Yun walk over, Zhao Ping and Qin Yuan inexplicably felt a little guilty. They felt that Zhao Ping was here to cause trouble for them. Sure enough, Zhao Yun stepped forward, walked in front of Zhao Ping and gave her a slap. Only a slap sound was heard. Everyone present was stunned for a moment. Then, they realized that Zhao Ping had been slapped. They saw that there was a clear red palm print on Zhao Ping's face. Zhao Ping also felt the burning pain on her face. Zhao Ping was stunned for a few seconds before she realized that she had been slapped. Zhao Ping stared at Zhao Yun angrily and said, Zhao Yun, why did you slap me? After saying that, Zhao Ping wanted to rush over and teach Zhao Yun a lesson. She couldn't let Zhao Yun slap her face for nothing, right? However, before Zhao Ping could touch Zhao Yun, she was pushed back by Zhao Yun. The corner of Zhao Yun's mouth evoked a cold smile. Why did I hit you? Why do you think? Are you crazy? How would I know? Chapter 946. Zhao Wenhua was alerted by Zhao Yun's noise, so he walked towards Zhao Yun. What's going on? Ping, you must have done something to upset Yun, right? Zhao Wenhua was obviously siding with Zhao Yun. Zhao Ping felt even more uncomfortable after hearing that. How could her father do that? He was completely siding with Zhao Yun. She was wronged, but Zhao Wenhua was siding with Zhao Yun. Zhao Ping looked at Zhao Wenhua angrily. Dad, you're too much. It was Zhao Yun who ran to me and hit me. What could I do? Look at my face. Why are you still siding with Zhao Yun? Dad, I'm your daughter too. How can you be so biased? Zhao Ping's face was really swollen, so she couldn't speak clearly. Zhao Wenhua felt a little embarrassed after hearing Zhao Ping's words. He cleared his throat and asked Zhao Yun, what happened? What did Ping do? Zhao Yun snorted. Dad, why don't you ask her what she did with me, her future brother-in-law? Qin Yuan noticed that Zhao Yun was talking about him, so he turned to look at Zhao Yun. He didn't do anything, but precisely because he didn't do anything, Zhao Yun was angry. Qin Yuan thought for a while. He guessed that Zhao Yun was talking about Dao De falling into the water. Did something happen to your son? Qin Yuan asked carefully. Zhao Yun's eyes glinted coldly. Oh, you do know. Zhao Wenhua was even more confused. What on earth was going on? Why couldn't she figure it out? Yun, can you tell me what happened? What happened to Dao De? Zhao Yun patiently recounted the matter once more. Zhao Wenhua was furious after hearing it. He knew that if Lu Lei hadn't come to save Dao De would have been in big trouble. His daughter and son-in-law were standing by the river when Dao De fell into it, but they didn't do anything. It was no wonder that Zhao Yun would be angry. Zhao Ping retorted indignantly. Zhao Yun, that's your son, not mine. Why should Brother Yuan and I save him? Seriously, so what if I don't save him? What right do you have to hit me? Zhao Yun saw that Zhao Ping was still stubborn. It seemed that she hadn't taught her enough lessons. Zhao Yun slapped Zhao Ping again. This time, blood flowed out of Zhao Ping's mouth. Zhao Ping cried out in pain. Qin Yuan was so frightened that he shuddered. Zhao Yun was too fierce, wasn't she? What if Zhao Yun taught him a lesson? It was all Zhao Ping's fault. If he had fallen into the water to save Dao De, not only would Zhao Yun not come to find trouble with him, but she would also be grateful to him. Qin Yuan regretted it a little when he thought about it. Zhao Ping cried and tugged at the corner of Zhao Wenhua's shirt. Father, look at Zhao Yun. She's too much. Father, you can't let Zhao Yun bully me like this. Father, help me. Chapter 947. Zhao Ping pursed her lips and said indignantly, that little bastard's life is tough. Isn't he fine now? After Zhao Ping finished speaking, Zhao Wenhua also gave Zhao Ping a tight slap. You little girl, you really don't change. How can you even say something like that? You're really too disappointing. After being lectured by Zhao Wenhua, Zhao Ping was so angry that she directly sat on the ground and cried. As she cried, her two legs could not help but kick here and there. Ah, you all bullied me. You are all bad people. Qin Yuan looked at Zhao Ping on the ground as if he was looking at an idiot. God! Who could tell him if he could not be together with this crazy woman, Zhao Ping? Now you know how to cry. Zhao Ping, let me tell you, today is Dao De's lucky day. If something had happened to Daodu, your ending would definitely be worse than today. After being threatened by Zhao Yun like this, Zhao Ping was very scared in her heart. Zhao Yun's fierce gaze was telling people that she would definitely do what she said. She could not beat Zhao Yun and her parents were protecting Zhao Yun and this loss could only be swallowed back into her stomach. After Zhao Yun finished lecturing her, her gaze fell on Qin Yuan again. Qin Yuan was really guilty when Zhao Yun looked at him like this. Qin Yuan hurriedly avoided her gaze and evaded her gaze. Zhao Ping guessed that Zhao Yun was definitely going to cause trouble for Qin Yuan, so she said to Zhao Yun, what are you doing? What does this have to do with Brother Yuan? Brother Yuan doesn't know how to swim. Zhao Ping looked like she was afraid that Zhao Yun would do something to harm Qin Yuan. Zhao Yun saw that Zhao Ping was really protective of Qin Yuan. This woman was probably only this sincere towards Qin Yuan. Don't know how to swim? Zhao Yun's lips curled up as if she did not quite believe it. Zhao Ping glared at Zhao Yun and replied, Brother Yuan just doesn't know how to swim. So what? Zhao Yun's sarcastic voice laughed. Don't know how to swim? If a man doesn't know how to swim, then I can only say that he is really a piece of trash. After Zhao Yun's words, Qin Yuan's face and his ears turned red. After all, who would want to be called a piece of a man's a piece? Zhao Ping directly gnashed her teeth in anger. Zhao Yun this little bitch, bullied her, but now she actually bullied her man. She even called her man a piece of trash. Wasn't she indirectly scolding her? She was a person who could only marry a piece of trash. Zhao Yun you've crossed the line. Don't bully people here. Zhao Yun snorted coldly. So what? I'm telling the truth. Which man doesn't know how to swim? Tell me, if he isn't a piece of trash, what is he? You, Zhao Ping, did not know how to refute Zhao Yun for a moment. The men in this era indeed knew how to swim. If Qin Yuan did not know how to swim, he would inevitably be called a piece of trash. Qin Yuan really could not stand it anymore. After Qin Yuan's face darkened, he said to Zhao Yun, I know how to swim. I'm not a piece of trash. After Qin Yuan finished speaking, Zhao Wenhua sighed. Yuan, since you know how to swim, why didn't you save Daodu when he fell into the water? Facing Zhao Wenhua's questioning gaze, Qin Yuan lowered his head. Uncle, it's not that I didn't want to save him. It was Ping, who stopped me. You're tuning in to the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.